Hello, and welcome back to MIRRORMOURN. I am your Dungeon Master, Esper. We might have some minor technical issues, so just bear with us if you see me lagging or jumping. It's just is what it is, and maybe we can get it figured out later. But otherwise, I think we are ready to get going. We are continuing with the Coastal Cave adventure slash dungeon. Who do we have in our adventuring party, guys?
Hello, my name is Warsor, and I play Walykos, the level 2 Paragon of the Trickster.
I am Vince, and I am playing Vapor, the wild magic sorcerer Genasi.
Oh, I'm Nick. I am playing Adriel, the rogue. I do rogue things.
I'm Adam, which with my A name makes me last in the mirrored realm of MIRRORMOURN, and I'm playing Aygir, the Hobgoblin Artificer, who is, like the rest of the party, level 2.
I say we vote to have Nick change his character's name to an N name, so that way we all have matching first initials.
Oh, wow.
Never.
That's
Never.
scary.
Just realized that.
Yes.
I will continue to be the odd one out. I will not be Nadriel. I am Adriel.
Roguish rebel that he is. The lot of you have traveled from Barnacle. Actually, I've started on a map for this campaign, so I'll pull that up. Here we go. Okay,
Oh,
so you have
boy.
traveled from Barnacle along the coastline. It's south by southwest, etc. Till coming to your destination of the Coastal Cave, which you discovered in the Goblin tongue is referred to as Quariak. And the job or task that you have been set to is to explore and exterminate any potential critters or danger at the cave, and then receive a boat of smugglers who are going to be bringing in a mysterious shipment of something that you're actually not sure what it is. But you're getting paid and you're delving into a dungeon and exterminating some critters. So that's, what more could you ask for as a band of adventurers?
But to be skull-faced on the map.
Oh, just wait till you see the rest of the map. So along the way, there was a little run-in with some goblins with the Killgills, and there were some interesting debates and dilemmas between you all last time, and you decided to spare the life of a young goblin girl who was trying to keep up with the rest of the war band that was out searching for you.
They decide to spare the life
Yeah.
of the young
Adriel.
I mean,
maybe
technically you did by proxy because we made you.
You also met a archivist / field researcher by the name of Christophe Dinavor, also of Barnacle, and you fought some lesser wild kite sails. But the Coastal Cave really was the main destination, and you are here. You have learned that there are a couple of inhabitants in the cave, one of which you have encountered already. A wild half goblin, half dwarf abomination thing by the name of Edgar, and he has also confirmed the existence of a 3-headed goblin abomination who apparently dwells here as well, named oh my gosh, Shuck, Ruck, and
Muck,
Muck,
Shuck, Ruck. Yeah, those are the 3 we were given. Each head is its own name.
Muck,
that you were told.
Muck, Shuck, and Ruck.
Sounds like 3 Stooges.
So you had an encounter with Edgar. He became violent. He didn't respond to a couple of the interaction attempts that you all had made with him.
Oh, no, we eventually got through to him. In fact, Vapor did with a very, very good threat of crackling energy on his fingertips And a threat of death.
I
Yeah, he
mean,
was
after a lot of
vested.
Yeah, after we beat on him a bit. But he did come around to our way of seeing things.
I mean, it was that or death.
So, you've bested him in battle and decided, well, maybe we should just leave him be. He is a reclusive hermit, racked with paranoia and neurosis, and we don't actually have to kill him. Oh, by the way, I've just found my notes. A 3-headed goblin abomination is Muck, Shuck, and Burr.
Muck, Shuck, and Burr. Okay.
That's right. I knew one of them was Muck.
Yeah, Muck, Shuck, and Burr. You don't know exactly what the relationship or relation is between Edgar and the 3-headed goblin. He hasn't spoken too much.
No, we asked him about it last time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he doesn't go near him. They keep to themselves.
You also have determined by standing in this location here that this nook over there must certainly be used for offal and refuse and waste, as there's a bit of a funk emanating from that corner. Otherwise, you hear the sound of the ocean tide and the surf going in and out, resounding from down this way. And you do see a slope heading down. There was some directions as well, other locations. This goes down, this big, wide, just kind of cave orifice. And then this way as well is still unexplored.
Yep. Well, we're here for a job. Let's go to the tunnel that takes us to the inlet.
Okay, so you're heading this way. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone else has an objection.
Okay. Is somebody going in the lead, or are you all just together?
I think the order we settled on last time was to kind of have, unless he objects to it, Adriel up front scouting ahead a little bit, and then Aygir kind of, poised to have his big hobgoblin form block stuff, but also shoot spells, and then have the other two a little distance behind where they can spring into action or shoot more spells, as the case may be.
About like so? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been experimenting with the...
that's fine, yeah.
I've been experimenting a bit with trying to determine the best way to move tokens around through dungeon exploration and such. So let's try this. I'm going to move Adriel's token since he's in the lead, and let's just remember that everyone else is kind of following in this formation.
Probably a very common, good way to do it.
I would also like to be stealth the entire time. Like, I'm definitely
okay,
stealth.
So Adriel, you're about 15 feet in front of your allies, and you are scouting and keeping to the bulges and inlets of the wall and the shadows and whatever you can utilize for cover and concealment. And you creep along. Go ahead and make a perception check for your scouting here.
Do I need to make a stealth at all, or just perception?
Be sure to ask you for the stealth.
The stealth will do at a later point.
Perception is a not amazing, but it's a 9.
9. Okay, so essentially you just hear the sound of the waves coming in and out, and they crash against a lot of rocks around this cave. It's a pretty rocky, jagged coastline here. Except for this little inlet at low tide, there's a sandy bit, which is actually inside the cave. The sunlight does feed in abundantly, but there is a cave ceiling over this part at low tide, whereas at high tide, it's just completely underwater, just a submerged chamber. So you creep along, and you're not hearing or noticing anything that catches your eye. Are you going to go all the way down to the sand?
If Adriel does, Aygir certainly will.
Adriel?
You're mute.
Sorry. I'll probably let them know that I'm going down all the way, and then I'll head down.
Okay. And you poke your head out here, and you've got the bright sunlight, and the waves are coming in and rolling back out. You see a number of those giant crabs. Go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Oh boy, that's what I've been waiting for. It's all I want to do every session. Stealth.
The more you roll, the more likely you are to roll a 1.
That's true. I actually rolled not very amazing. Let's see here. It's still a 14.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So not amazing, but not terrible.
There are a number of these crabs. I'll space them out a little bit because they're not necessarily all together. And they are doing crab-like things. They have not noticed you where you are there nearing the base of this slope and with some wall to cover you. And as crabs are known for, they're scavenger crustaceans, though these are like the size of large men.
So these are just crabs, no goblins on them?
You see no goblins.
Interesting. I guess I'll look back at my swim and be like, well, these are the same crabs that the goblins were riding, though, right?
Yeah, they appear to be the
Okay.
same general variety of crab.
Okay, I'll look back and say, well, it doesn't look like there's any goblins here, but there are still some of those giant crabs. I suspect that we should move with caution.
How loud are you saying that? Because we're 15 feet away from you, is my understanding.
Oh, I would have moved. Oh, sorry. I
Okay.
didn't realize that I would have moved back and whispered it to you guys. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yes. Where there is smoke, they say. So, well, we have to do something about the crabs, don't we?
Perhaps we can somehow bait or lure them away, make them go somewhere else so that we can get out and advance forward, or even put them into a trap.
A trap, you say? Like what? What sort of a trap?
Oh, I haven't thought this far ahead.
Is it not your specialty? Because, well, I'm sure with some time I could whip something up.
Yes, perhaps we could set up some kind of net or something that we could lure them into the cave, and then or at least a decent amount of them get caught in a net so they're a bit unstabilized, and then we can attack them while they're in there. Make it a little easier on ourselves.
A net would be wonderful, but do you have anything to make it from?
That's a good question. I probably don't. I have the what is it, like an explorer's pack or something? Yeah, I actually didn't write down what I think I have the explorer's pack. Hold on. Yeah, I have an explorer's pack. Would there be anything in there to make a makeshift net? Probably not, right?
There should be the standard 50 feet of rope, which I know I have, and a couple of others might have.
And I also have a 70-foot rope as well, so we might be able to make ourselves a net.
Did we perhaps on the way in here see some sturdy-looking reeds or grasses or some sort of water plants that seem to have some strong fibers to them?
Why are we making a net again?
Back up a ways.
We're gonna make them.
He was talking about making a net to try and lure the crabs in here and then catch them and then smash them when they're all in a bag. Which, I mean, it seems better than fighting them all in a group.
Yeah, I don't think
it's way overcomplicated.
What do you think we should do?
Yeah, that is way.
It might be easiest just to try and lure them one by one into the choke point of this tunnel and then beat them that way.
That's also an option, yeah.
I mean, that's assuming they're going to even leave the water, area.
Well, if one of us runs out there and then they start chasing us, we run back. They chase us into the cave. We throw the net over them.
I mean, how fast do these things even move? We fought them before. Are
move
they
pretty-
like are they person speed or are they like horse speed like Esper?
I think they're kind of slow.
Yeah.
They move at the speed of a person.
Well, I
They can also
have-
move through the
I have
water
given
quite well.
my plan. I am open to suggestions.
Well,
So
Wouldn't it
my
just be easier
suggestion,
to start shooting them now and then see if they come to us?
yeah, that's my suggestion. They're animals. Generally, they're either going to come and we'll lead them down the tunnels while shooting at them,
Or they will run
or-
away when shot.
or they'll run away when shot. Yeah.
All right, that works.
So I think
All right,
we got a line on
I'd
the
say
one
that
directly north of us.
I'd say that maybe two of us shoot one, and the other two of us shoot another one, and we try and take down two.
No,
of
let's just
or do we
shoot
all just wanna
everyone
shoot-
on one. Yeah,
just all
try
shoot
to
at one. Okay, that works as well.
That would be
Alright.
more efficient.
If we overkill it, then we know for the next shot. If we don't overkill it, then we know to all focus our fire on one.
All right, sounds good. I will pull
Plus,
out
I
my
assume you're going to miss.
always. I will pull out my short bow.
Okay, so Adriel has already made a stealth check. Why don't the other three of you make stealth checks?
Can I assist? Can I assist them in making a stealth check? Is that a thing? Or at least one. Or at least.
I mean,
or
I
can
was
I do
Well,
going
one?
it wouldn't matter because Vapor got a natural 1.
One
Okay,
assist.
but what's your level?
Assist would give you advantage, though.
How would you assist with a stealth check?
As long as you
Cover
can
your mouth.
as long as
Yeah,
you
let's
can,
cover Vapor's mouth.
explain in some convincing way how you're helping him. I think
Um,
anything's
So like while he's attempting to maybe hide in the middle of the light, I'm just gonna pull him back into the darkness. Like, hey Vapor, you're standing right where they can see you. Move over here.
Adriel, you are a rogue, really an assassin, and an expert at such things. You might even have expertise with stealth, do you not?
I do.
What better person to consult than you? Vapor, you get advantage.
Woo!
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So basically,
Honestly,
wait,
I think as soon as he feels someone grabbing on his shirt, he'd just step away.
Yeah, so Adriel, as he's seeing you try
I
to
don't even
stealth,
think-
Adriel's just gonna be like, Vapor, no, you're literally standing in their line of sight over here.
Oh my
Aygir with a 17 on his stealth check is going to try and hide over to the right side of that chamber behind the wall.
Okay.
Place where he might be able to draw a bead on one of those crabs. And he'll actually pull out a little fullering die from his smith's tools for putting fullers in knives. Nice little metal jig with some kind of claspy bits on it he can clap together to cast his storm bolt.
Very nice.
All right, so that went up 11 points to now at 12.
Hey.
Okay. Very nice.
So,
And what
but
about-
here's my thing. I don't think Vapor would take Adriel's advice.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you wouldn't take my
I
advice,
don't think he
you-
would. I think
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the natural 1 because Vapor doesn't know Adriel.
Okay,
He
quick
wouldn't-
thing then.
Snap
If,
at it with your
yeah.
terrible temper that you
if,
have.
if when Vapor decides not to take his advice, Adriel is going to stealth over on the right side away from Vapor. By all
What-
means.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the troll's blood is just like, yeah, I don't know you. Don't help me. Don't touch me.
I respect the RP. I respect it.
Yeah, I just don't see Vapor. Especially with even before the troll's blood, he wouldn't know Adriel, so he wouldn't be as willing. But with that, it's like there's no way he would take that assist.
Walykos got a 15 still. He's gonna be over on the right hand side.
as well. Okay.
He also has his heavy crossbow ready to pop out. And shoot.
Everyone is just like, hey, Vapor, you're on your own over there, man.
Is Vapor able to see them do this?
You roll perception.
What's your perception? Is it high?
I'm sure you can. They don't
Yeah,
actually
it's-
have.
you
anything
probably know.
that
You probably know where
blocks
we're
them.
at. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing
He's
blocking your.
giving everyone just like this look. It's like, yeah, I know where I stand. I know how this is.
Yeah,
And
you stand on the left
we're
side.
all just like shaking our head, like.
Yeah, I know how this is. All right. So since they're all over there, Vapor's going to take the first shot.
I mean,
Well,
we're all gonna shoot.
Yeah, we're all shooting. At
Oh
the
yeah,
same
but
time. Yeah.
he's seen
Here's
you guys
what
all
happened.
just like stand over there. He's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, let's
Let
just.
Esper talk.
Vapor snaps at Adriel and causes some noise, right? Some bad noise, which catches the crab's attention, and they not scuttle, but reposition themselves. They rotate to be able to see what's going on here. Some of them clack their claws, and it's garnered their attention. Though in that same instant, the three of you over here loose your collective. I guess we've got probably a storm bolt, a crossbow bolt, and maybe an arrow from Adriel.
Yep.
And you fire upon the crab, which I won't actually bother with attack rolls. We'll just say your stealth allowed you to kill this little crab thing.
But my sneak attack, Esper.
Yeah,
But
so
my sneak attack.
Yeah, you snuck attacked it, and you slaughter this crab here, and that causes the others to startle and to begin scuttling away.
No.
What do you all do?
Just let them
Just
go.
let them go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
Why-
them go.
Yeah.
If
why?
they want to run, yeah.
There's nothing more dangerous than a cornered animal. If they have a place to flee, let them go.
Especially when there's 5 of them.
Vapor, are you in accord?
Yeah, Vapor will just like shoot some storm bolts after them.
All right, so you fire a couple storm bolts out into the water just to make sure that they're really hightailing it, or maybe I should say high shelling it. So I'm going
Hiding it.
low tiding it. So I'll just move these minis over there to represent the fact that these crabs are not seen by you anymore. They've gone out into the water and seem to
We've defeated them,
off.
Esper. Let's be honest. They're all dead. They'll never see those crabs again.
I actually want to say they do have sort of a tail, but it might be like folded up under them, I think. Because they're the same general shape as a lobster, just compressed in this direction so that they're wide.
There you go.
They have some analogous structure anyway.
I feel like you just insulted crab somehow.
Good.
Well,
You
what
can
are they
always
gonna do?
insult
Pinch
the
me?
crab. It's just the lobster is only useful to insult.
Crabs are just like, we're nothing like lobsters. What are you talking about?
They're both decapods.
Yeah, they are. They're both a crustacean of some sort.
You have dispersed the giant crabs, at least for now.
Okay.
What's next? What do you set your mind to?
So
Well,
I'm
Vapor's going
seeing
to go
there's
down to the
something-
dead one and pull it on the
Yeah.
shore.
Crab meat.
Crab meat.
25 arrows shoot down at Vapor. He dies.
I mean, he won't die because he has regeneration, but
That's true. That's true.
So Aygir is actually going to go over to that rock. Just knowing that this is a sometimes used by smugglers cave, he suspects that rock probably is natural and is just there because it's there, but is going to just look around and make sure this is not some kind of like significant thing, like where a dead
A
drop
drop,
is
right?
left or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be pretty clever making a fake rock that you leave your stuff in. Gets covered
Right.
up by the water, but
The rock,
Or even some sort of a trap, or alternatively, maybe it's just a good, conveniently placed rock for a mooring rope to go around.
that's what I was thinking.
Indeed, the rock seems to be a natural rock, and it's a big, heavy thing, crusted over with barnacles and other sea bits. You do notice one small detail on this side here, the far side. There are a few marks scratched into the rock.
What kind of marks?
Are they like water level marks to like note like what level the water is at on the rock?
It could be. What do they look like?
It doesn't look like that.
Okay.
They look like very basic symbols, so they're not symbols that you're familiar with, and they would certainly be unseen when the water level rose.
So it doesn't seem like writing or anything or tally marks.
It might be. It's not tally marks or notches of water levels. They do look like very basic, simplistic symbols.
Oh, is this thieves?
So I'm gonna just read a little bit of the wording of my archaeologist background feature. I don't know if that really applies here, but historical knowledge. So when you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine the builders. You can determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old. I don't know if this necessarily counts kind of like that. I know explicitly it's not really, but...
Look at this guy trying to use his background features.
Nice. Yeah, man. I'm all about the background features. So you are able to deduce that this indeed is a smuggler's cave or smuggler's cove, if we could call it that, sort of a very tiny cove internal. And the smugglers have made some markings here, and the thieves can't.
Yeah.
Hey, Adriel, do you speak that rogue language? The cut-purse chant?
I'll walk over and
Robber's tongue? Whatever it's called.
I just shake my head at Aygir like he's like that guy that's like trying to act like he knows what's going on, but he doesn't.
yeah. No, Adriel's just kind of like silently walks over there.
Oh, what, Walykos? And like you thought to do this, huh? It's like you're doing anything.
Walykos just remains where he is, shaking his head.
And I'll just start looking over the words. I'm like not saying anything to Aygir too. I'm just like looking over the thieves' can to see what it says.
Well, what does it say?
Okay, so indeed, someone has put some symbols in here that do have meanings in Thieves' Cant. The first one says cave, water, octopus, and they've really exaggerated the octopus. So you're thinking that's meaning like a big octopus. And then the next one says cave, cage, monster.
All right, so the first one was cave, octopus, and what was the other one?
Cave, water,
Water.
octopus. The way they've got it arranged is it sounds like it's reading a water cave or a flooded cave has a giant octopus.
Yeah.
And the other ones you're reading it as there's a monster in a cage in a different cave.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the goblin. Yeah. Okay. So I'll after looking over it for a bit, I'll look up and say, well, it seems like there's some kind of monster in a cage in some cave. There's also an octopus when the cave floods with water. So we definitely need to be aware of that.
Aygir steps a good solid few steps back towards the rock as soon as he hears the...
Oh yeah. No, like Adriel probably did that too. Like as he was saying it, he probably walked back as well from the water.
A giant octopus in a flooded cave? Are we not in a flooded cave right now?
Yes. I'll say, Vapor, you should probably move back from the water there.
Vapor's just going to keep dragging the crab along.
Well, what do you say we do about that? Seems like that would be a threat to the boat, if it were of a mind.
Is it in this cave?
Yes, it does.
Cave?
I think that we should perhaps try and find out more about this cave, explore what we haven't explored yet to get all the information, and then deal with what we find. But now we know that there is some kind of monster and giant octopus.
So
how many days do we have before they show up?
Like less than one now, right?
Yeah, we got it.
When Lamy gave you the job, so they should be coming tomorrow.
Okay.
So we got to deal with this soon.
Well, Adriel, you have a rope, right? And Vapor, well, I don't suppose I could convince you to part with at least a bit of that crab carcass. Maybe we tie it to the rope and throw it in and see what comes out to play.
Octopus fishing, is that what you're suggesting, Aygir?
Of a sort,
I
yes.
get nothing better to do. Fine.
If nothing else, it tells us whether or not there is something down there.
That's true.
And if there is, and it goes after the crab, then maybe we can tell if it's the kind to go after a boat.
Wait, where are we going to octopus fish?
Right here. This is the flooded cave.
I thought that it was implying that the octopus was in a different cave somewhere.
So there was flooded octopus
Yeah, I got
cave,
that.
and there was monster cave cave.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this here
Oh.
seems to be just the sea that can come in at low tide.
Oh, I see.
The reason why I mentioned that is it would be kind of pointless to put a warning at the entrance here where you'd read it when you're coming in with your boat if the octopus was right here.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems to be
yeah, it
referring
seems-
to caves inside.
Yeah, so there's the octopus is probably somewhere else in here, right?
So honestly, we could either go exploring and try to clear it out, but do we really need to? Like, I'm not sure I understand our goal here. Our goal is just to get whatever gets dropped off right here and then leave the caves.
Yeah,
Well,
the
we-
goal
well,
is
we
to
def-
make
Right.
sure that the boat arrives safely and isn't, the people aren't attacked or ambushed by monsters or goblins,
Right.
and basically just make sure they secure their shipment.
Right. He never really said what they were going to do after they arrived, right? He just sort of told us that we need to go there and clear out anything that was hostile.
Yeah,
so
but
that
to
the
be
boat can come
but
in
to be,
safe.
but to be fair, like I think he said to clear out the cave specifically, right?
Mhm.
Well, this whole thing is the cave.
I know, but if there's a giant octopus in here, that's something that we need to clear out.
Well, but if it's not in here and this is where the boat's coming, then there's nothing to clear out in here. It would be an issue of going back and clearing out the rest.
I'm
Well,
just saying,
more-
like, it's more work for us to go and kill an octopus, and what are we getting out of it?
Well, my
Right.
my thoughts is that like maybe they actually do need more of this cave as well.
Well, yeah, that I
That
don't
was
know.
not made clear to
Uh,
us. If that's
right.
what they wanted, they should have said it up front.
'Cause I know
Our
"Hey, we need to
job
kill
was to come
everything."
here, secure this beach,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah.
We've done our job.
It seems to me that, well, we've cleared the path for us to go here, so
Yep.
we can go back the way we came.
Yep.
If the people with the goods, I'm hesitant to call them smugglers, but the smugglers, if they need help, then we'll just lead them the way we came in. Right?
And honestly, if things come out of their caves along that path to block our way, like, we'll fight it on the way, but there's less chance of that happening than if we go looking for them in their own homes, of
Yeah,
fighting them.
yeah, quick thing, like in character, I completely agree. Like we shouldn't be like going and like chasing that stuff. Yeah,
No
agree.
need to burn the tang of a knife through a handle that you can just fit to the side. No need to force a square peg into a round hole. I agree.
You've been watching that show.
All right, well let's find a place to make camp then. And just I suppose wait for them to come in the morning.
Do you have a particular chamber that you're wanting to set up in?
Well, this cave gets flooded at low tide, so
At high tide, I would say this
high
area
tide.
right up where we're all stealthing would be probably the best place to set up camp.
I was going to say that area seems good because there's two places to watch. The place with the water and the place that we came from. And we just keep scouts on both entrances, and we can have a camp in the corner there.
It's
Yep,
even
I
nicely
agree.
out of the weather
yep, I
and
agree.
with an ocean view.
And if the water creeps up into this cave, we'll find out and we'll retreat, and figure it out.
Yep, agreed.
Well, so actually, is there an easy way to tell where the high water line is?
There
I
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at high tide it would be rising up to. Oh, can you see?
Oh, okay, so we're safe, like just being okay.
Yeah.
And actually,
Well,
that would
I mean-
actually give us even more cover. So
Right.
Yes.
The only thing we would need to worry about is anything coming up out of the water, really,
Yes.
Right.
on that side. But again, I don't think they would be wanting to, especially if we set up a campfire.
Well, depends on what they are. If it's something hungry enough, like
Yeah.
the crabs or whatever. We do need to keep watch on the tunnels, so I would say we set a watch rotation.
Right.
agreed.
A watch rotation with, the implication being that during your watch you have to get up at least a couple of times to check both entrances to this chamber, essentially.
Oh, I was just gonna say the person needs to stay at the edge there where they can see down the tunnel. Not there, Esper, but further back,
Further,
like where
yeah.
yeah, like just
At-
just within nope, further closer.
At the stairs or slope or ramp,
Yeah,
whatever that
above
is.
the stairs.
The top
Yeah.
of the slope.
Yeah.
You all bide your time then through the day, get a fire going to stay warm, perhaps eat some of this giant crab.
Possibly even get some naps in, because honestly, that way we can, people that
Right.
need to do their night shift don't need to lose any sleep.
So, Walykos, when you're not crab fishing or selling birds or stopping your companion there from harming innocent young girls, what do you do with yourself? Why, if I may ask, why this?
That is unusually curious of you.
I'd like to know how things work. I am one who makes things. I'm sure you've seen, and he clacks his fullerene dye together and shoots some sparks just to demonstrate.
I've seen your magic tricks, yes. Perhaps we can discuss this once we are back in town, but I don't know that we'll be ever seeing each other again after this. So I
Well,
do not
If
wish
you know,
to
if you know
too much.
Tommy Longstock, then I am afraid to tell you that I am not sure we have seen the last of each other, or that we will for some time still. That Lomi is, well, you know.
Let's just
Seems
say
that Walykos-
I'm a very private individual.
Well, you certainly seem that way. I won't pry.
Good. See that you don't.
See that your companion there never mistakes me for a young goblin girl.
That, well, I understand why you would be concerned about that.
So, Adriel, how is it that you come to speak those weird rogue's marks anyways?
You ask so many questions about so many things that perhaps do not concern you.
Inquisitiveness is never a flaw where I come from.
Where we come from is clearly two different places. We
We tend-
live in a much darker place.
Well, excuse me for making conversation. Maybe I'll stick for a while to the one who's from where I'm from. Hey, Vapor. Doesn't it remind
Yes.
you of that time we camped out near that geyser? Well, you know, except for the fact that in the morning we can't go riding on it when it erupts, or bathing in any mineral pools. I'd like not to bathe in this water. It looks too slimy.
I would not recommend bathing in this water, though I would not mind going back to those mineral baths again if we ever get back out there again.
It would be nice to ride sorry, they're called Xenas, the things in this setting that are sort of analogous to horses, but are... What are they exactly?
Yeah, they're called Xenas.
Are they mammals?
Yeah, they are mammals. I'd
Okay.
say their function is similar to horses.
Certainly would be nice to feel a Xena under me again. My legs are starting to lose their bow. I miss the cloud step, but, you know, I'm sure new experiences lie around every corner here. Back home it would have been same old, same old.
Oh yes, many new experiences that I get to taste and drink.
Odd that you would be so fond of drinking, given your vaporous nature. But yes, many good opportunities for vapors here. Especially, what was it called? The thing that we were smoking the other time. What was that?
Oh jeez, no, I'm blanking on that.
Started with a Z.
The weed, the
Zagape.
weed.
Zagape.
Zagape. Oh yeah.
Especially that Zagape.
Well, before we head back to the steps, we'll have to grab some and bring it out with us.
You have access to Zagape.
Best with it back in town. Obviously. Why? What do you care, Mr. Private?
Would you be able to procure some?
You do know we came from a smokehouse before we met you, right?
Esper, remind me, is Agape like a common thing? I thought that it needed.
Zagape is a common mild stimulant smoke. Grove Sheen is the one that the
Grove
Fearful-
Yeah, Grove
Yeah.
Sheen
Never
is
mind.
the
I got
working
confused.
with
I thought
Yeah,
that
that was the Groshin that
Yeah,
Although Aygir
Disregard.
he might well let slip a comment about Grove Sheen
If
too.
you- Let's if it's okay with you, can we reverse that to make it a Grove Sheen comment? Because
I
that
thought you were referring to
makes more
Grove
sense.
Sheen.
Well,
Yeah.
he'll say Zagape, but then he'll say, well, and of course, Zagape is fine, but well, there's Grove Sheen here. Now that's the good stuff.
Yeah, I
You
did
have
do
access
that with
to
you.
Grove
I never got
Yeah.
into that.
Access? Well, sadly, I certainly used to. I had a friend who was in the business of making it. And he looks wistfully off at the water when thinking of D'Amico.
I would be willing to make a purchase if you could acquire some.
Well, I don't have any on me. Hold your,
I doubt we'll be
hold
getting
your
any
Venus
more.
there,
I
Sheen
said
head.
acquire some.
Well, you said this may be the last we see of each other, but if you follow me when we get back to Barnacle, I could introduce you to a certain someone who's in the business of buying tons of it. Very interesting fellow, if I must say myself. Or to those who make it, if you speak their language, if you catch my drift. And he says a short phrase in Sylvan.
I do understand Sylvan.
Ooh, do you respond?
Well, what did you say?
He says, not that you would know how to speak it, Hornhead. Are you even some sort of fey creature with those horns on your head? Or is
Player
that just part of the
combat.
mask?
And I say back in Sylvan, you sound like a lowborn, traitor. Your pronunciation is terrible.
Oh ho ho, so this is what I get for poking the bear. Well, yes, it is not my native tongue, but I did learn from a very good teacher.
Oh, I presume that there's a little bit. Is there a little bit of agitation here, or is this just like
You hear us basically imagine if we both started speaking Russian, and you could probably get the gist of what.
Yeah, that's what I'm
on.
thinking.
There's different different kind of mannerisms, so you wouldn't necessarily.
We wouldn't
like-
know exactly what's going on, but we could kind of get
Yeah.
a hint that something's
I
not right.
feel like the atmosphere is a little bit somewhere between posturing and friendly competition.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably.
It's
accurate.
for Full Metal Alchemist fans, the scene with Alex Louis Armstrong and what's his name, the Smith guy, where they're all doing the muscle pose off thing. But verbally,
The two
Our
manliest the two manliest men in the show, of course. Yes,
but
They're just
verbally
like,
with our
oh.
minds.
Yes, because that makes so much sense. Anyways,
Well, so I did manage to wheedle a little secret out of you after all. Perhaps you're not exactly so icy and secretive as you seem.
keep fishing.
Oh no. No, I'm done for today. I know when I have exhausted my luck. But yes, if you're serious, I can certainly procure you some Grove Sheen when we get back to Barnacle. I do know those who make it.
I am quite serious. I would be greatly appreciative if you could procure me some Grove Sheen. And for an out-of-game kind of explanation to this, for Esper, who's probably wondering where this is going and what this all means, you understand I have pain in my body due to the nature of my condition. Grove Sheen clearly, I assume, has some sort of anesthetic effect, kind of, like a sort of pain reduction.
It kind of numbs it a bit.
If it can
Yeah.
help
Or
Connor Spindle with whatever gives him his leg braces, then it can probably help you. Yeah.
That was the thought process I was going through. Tell me if that makes sense to you, Esper, from that's how it works.
You've had the opportunity a few times to partake of some Grove Sheen, the good stuff.
Yes.
You felt quite comfortably numb.
I think that makes a lot of sense and develops a connection here.
Well, I will confess I'm no expert, but from those that I know that produce it, I can say it's safe to assume that it is of the finest quality I've ever had anyway.
I do not have connections with those that grow the Grove Sheen, but perhaps if you could acquire it, we might do more business.
I'll tell you this, Walykos,
Yes.
and maybe Adriel know this as well, because the two of you are more than just bird sellers.
Of course.
There's the Grove Sheen that the Firbolgs sell to the Elves of Barnacle, and then there's the Grove Sheen that the Firbolgs make for themselves, which is actually like a shamanic rite. So they basically sell Barnacle like the bits that were like already processed. So it's just the leftover things that are just a fraction of the effect.
Out of curiosity, was the stuff that yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, was the stuff that D'Amico brought? Was that the good stuff?
Yeah, that was the real thing.
And would Aygir know that, having known D'Amico?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So then
what the shamans, the Firbolg shamans, are making, that's the real essence of the Grove Sheen, and to them it really is a sacred rite or a religious thing. It's not something to
it's not a recreation. It's not a recreational drug.
It's not meant to be an object of work.
It's not recreational for them. It's recreational for us.
Well, so then
it's not meant to be an object of mercantilism.
Yeah.
However, due to the Firbolg's lot, we'll say, they decide, well, let's go ahead and sell the chaff to Barnacle, and they'll buy it. Think of it like this. Think of like a wonderful olive grove, and they make fresh pressed delicious olive oil, and then they take the already pressed olives and like
the puree
and just like squeeze out the remnants, and then slap a label on it that has like this beautiful scene of Italy or Greece or something, and just market it to
so then to let Walykos know that what I'm talking about is the EVOO. Aygir would have said what he said about the good stuff, and then kind of more quietly in Sylvan said the real good stuff.
And that makes sense why I would have understood what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, perhaps in a couple days' time we can talk of this more and do business.
Indeed. Assuming that boat ever shows up.
As you all are conversing, an occurrence happens. I am so happy that I have rolled that.
A giant
The
water
boat shows up.
dragon.
But who's on watch? Who's on watch, Esper?
I don't think anyone has slept yet. But,
no, who's not on watch? Who's on first? I don't know who's on watch.
Yes, who's on first? But
okay,
that doesn't matter, Esper. We would have set up a watch anyways.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's not it's not late enough to where you all are like tired and sleeping. But you all have completed a short rest by this point.
Oh yeah, we're not all asleep. Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Does anyone need to do anything during the short rest, like mechanical wise?
I don't believe I had taken any damage.
I would like to spend a hit die. I have 2 hit dice, and I used one earlier, so I'm going to use my other one. And unfortunately, I didn't roll well, but I do get back 4 hit points.
What's your hit points at, Walykos?
19 at the moment.
Okay, I was just checking. I still have the healing potion from my father.
It's not worth using the.
Yeah.
healing
No,
potion.
I know. I'm not gonna because you only have 22 HP. So I was just checking to be sure.
You are correct. We just have to be careful to not get into too many fights before we not take too much damage rather before we get a good rest in.
Right. You'd hope that all the other fights are just as simple as scaring away crabs.
That was why I didn't really want to go in guns blazing, because it's very easy to take a couple hits and then you're in a bad situation.
Yeah, exactly.
And Aygir was very agreeable to that because he's a bit hypersensitive to that type of thing after some of his experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt we could have won. It just would have left us vulnerable to something like this, whatever is about to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm over here just laughing to myself what I rolled, and this bear in mind this was a completely randomized encounter, but it fits. So
is it the guy?
No, it's actually the crabs.
Oh my god, they've come back for revenge.
Yes, I rolled. Yes, there's an encounter, and it's 1d8 giant crabs out of several different options that it could have.
Hey, remember -1, 1d8 minus
They're just
1.
they're just like clapping that.
They're gonna be back for revenge, is what
you killed my brother. You killed my brother. We come back. We come back.
So Esper, do we see them? Like, is there perception? Like, I know you're making an encounter happen, but when do we spot them?
So they are using stealth here.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll their stealth check versus your passive perceptions.
Okay.
So let's do
passive
that.
Perception.
I have a 13 passive perception, actually.
It is a 19.
All right.
Does anyone have higher than a 19?
Without that feat, that's nearly impossible.
That means you have to have a +9 to it, which means your wisdom has to be higher than 22.
The crabs
actually, you could
revenge.
Actually, if you were a rogue with expertise in perception, you could potentially have that at level 3.
Passive
level 4.
perception? Does it do
we're still level 2.
Yeah, because you'd have to be level 3 or level 4 to have you'd have to times your proficiency by 2, so 6, and then it's possible, but it's very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
This is a slain crab here,
especially since wisdom is not a high score for.
No, my wisdom's -1.
It explains so much. Hang on, Esper. I feel like them getting that far, like we would have heard them come in.
It does seem a little far-fetched to think they could sneak up to that point before we notice them.
This is their
unless it's
surprise.
dark.
This is their surprise on you.
Okay.
So they've all dashed except for the 2 on Adriel. They were able to get to him in just their speed.
And they all would have come in at the same time, being the same distance for their dash. Wouldn't they be in a line?
I don't think so.
Seems like you could certainly fit 2 of them in that side by side.
My point is, this feels like they all 5 came in side by side, which I don't know that there's like enough room at the entrance where they would come in.
Well, that's why 3 of them had a dash.
Okay.
The giant crabs have returned, and apparently they are here for revenge, or maybe they're incredibly hungry. And they are drawn to you all with snapping claws and little mouth parts chittering.
Can I use Satyr's ploy? Let me just see here.
When you're surprised, you can't take reactions.
I just want to read what it says just to be sure.
Yeah.
Because I want to test against what was written, even though I know that you're sure of it. Let's see. Satyr's ploy. There it is. It is a reaction. Okay. I wanted to make sure it said reaction, not just like a no action taken when they move or something.
The giant crabs come snapping at Adriel. This is 2. This represents 2 of the crabs. A natural 1 and a 12 to hit.
Nope, neither hit.
Oh wait, actually, it has. Yeah. Okay, so you probably spot them in time.
I imagine like right when like they start attacking me, like I'm just like I like pull out my like rapier and just like block their claws somehow.
You block a claw to the side with a rapier. Another one just awkwardly approaches you and just doesn't even make a good attack. Roll your initiatives.
Oh boy.
Good time for a good-ish roll.
Same 21. I do not want to be in this position.
Okay. Well, I had a 15. I guess that's not as good as a 21. But
I got a
good-ish.
17.
Okay, Aygir. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm a rogue. It's fine.
21 Aygir?
No,
So
21 is Adriel.
No, I got
Yep.
I got the 21.
Okay, after 21.
17 Walykos.
And then Aygir 15, and then Vapor 10.
Okay, Adriel, you're up.
Okay.
You've just blocked the crab claw, and the other one awkwardly didn't get a good attack off.
Mm-hmm.
This is the slain one here.
Behavior. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will.
An X on the slain one, just so we don't mistake it.
I'll put a little
So
more drop of blood.
I would like to I take an opportunity attack if I move to flank. Yeah, I'll just attack the one that's next to Aygir, so I get my sneak attack. I won't try and flank because then I'll get attacked.
Okay.
So I'll just go for a normal attack with my rapier, which is a 17 to hit.
17 is a hit.
Yeah. And that's sneak attack. Oh boy. That's a lot of damage. Well, it's 13 damage. Still pretty good.
You drive your rapier between the pieces of carapace into the innards of the crab, and it lets out this crustacean gurgle of agony and death.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. Oh boy, nice. And then I would like to hide in plain sight. I would like to crouch and just hide. No, I'm just kidding. I'll use my bonus action to disengage. One damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna crouch here and hide like Skyrim. But now I will disengage with my bonus action, my cunning action, and I'll get as far as I can back. So like 35 feet, possible. So where's 35 feet? Can you pull me down though, like diagonal to the left? Yeah, like right. Yeah, that's good. Right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna stab it and like, kind of curse at it and then pull my blade out and then just yeet out of there.
Right. Adriel skewers the crab with his blade and then springs out of the corner. And Walykos, you have two crabs menacingly approaching. Actually, that's a dead one. Yeah.
Sure. Just double checking how my wonders work. I've got those under my belt now. I'm going to go ahead and do a attack. So he killed that crab. I guess I'll attack the one that's kind of in the middle of the crabs, but next to me. That one. Yes, you got it. And we'll see if this hits. Don't announce whether it succeeds or not. I may use my Hand of Fate on this, depending on what I roll. I got a total of 13. I am going to use my Hand of Fate on that to try and... I don't think a 13 is going to be quite enough to get through their shell. That is a nat 20.
That is a critical hit.
Oh boy.
D10. 2d10. All right. He takes a whopping, plus 4. He takes 19 damage as I slip my dagger like in between the cracks. Maybe he opens his mouth and I just kind of shove it in there and then like do a like jerk with my wrist up into its like nervous system, and then I pull it out. And my extra action that I choose to take from when I use my Hand of Fate. Let's see. Hand of Fate. Can be a dodge action or it can be a disengage, I hope. Let's see.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought it could be. I take the disengage action, and I too will join my companion on the other side of the crowd. So we kind of have them. They have to make a choice whether they continue to press in or we're going to come out back at them from behind in a second here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I see you, yeah, I imagine like I give you like a good like yeah.
Can you put me a little bit closer to the crabs? I want to prevent them from like that. That'll give put me side by side. That way if they come next to me, then he can still kind of 5 foot shift or whatever he needs to.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
Okay. The two scoundrelly ones make short work of a couple of the crabs and then spring out of being cornered. And it is Aygir.
Hand of Fate. Mark that down.
Aygir?
You're muted.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Seeing two kind of clear flanks here formed by the fire, and that the left one could be cleared just by eliminating one crab, he's going to go over to that one down there, drawing his Hobgoblin cavalry saber in the process, and with a big two-handed swing, he's going to make like a shift and try and split it in half.
Hopefully aiming for the cracks in the armor, but yes.
Yeah. That's the one that's furthest down on the screen.
Trick is you gotta get up underneath the plate.
Yeah. It's he's moving to get there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There you are.
Right. I was just making sure you weren't. Yeah. Okay.
I'm writing a quick eulogy for these crabs in this.
For a brief moment there, that was almost a 20, but it's still a 14 plus. It's still a 17 hit.
Oh yes, that is well and good.
Alrighty.
They thought they would avenge their brother. They were
That
wrong.
will do. From my magically enhanced sword, 13 damage.
You exactly reduce the crab to 0 hit points.
Nice.
With your attack, it's a saber, is it not?
Yep.
All right, so you hack or skewer or whatever you do, slash into the thing, maybe hack off a couple of its legs or arms or claws, and it is another slain crab.
So there's only 2 left.
Yeah.
Yep.
I put a comment there. There was so much potential for these crabs to ambush you and get
I thought
tremendous revenge, and then their attack.
I was terrified. No, I was
Their
terrified.
attack rolls were not good, and their initiative check was
Because
honest.
I only have a 16 AC, so I was terrified. I was like, oh my goodness.
I'll be honest, this shouldn't have happened because I did mention we left people on the entrances watching, but I guess you took that to be later that we would be leaving them on the entrances. I was intending there to be people all the time watching.
That's what I had thought we were doing too, but I mean, I guess. Yeah.
But I
good.
we all came back to the fire to talk. Let's
Exactly. Yeah. Well, anyway, there are still 2 left. Out of character, this fight's not over, and in character, Aygir has just slain one and will say, "Vapor, what's your back?" And he'll turn to face the other 2 and stand next to Vapor so he doesn't get ganged up on. Yeah.
And how do you respond to that, Vapor?
You're muted.
Sorry, is it Vapor's turn?
Yep.
He's actually going to step in front of Aygir and start chanting a spell, a very specific spell. Because I believe they're both within range of a nice thunder wave.
Oh God, not the thunder wave.
Reverberates
The
all
enemy is-
throughout the cave, and then,
Yeah, I was
and
about
then the
to say-
3-headed goblin shows
All right.
up.
The crabs make their Constitution saving throws. We've got a 3 and a 13.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta check.
Nightmaker?
13 will succeed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually a 12. Sorry.
Oh, then they're both going to fail.
I thought they had a +1 con, but they have a +0 con. It's a 2 and a 12.
Yeah, those are going to fail.
So
Okay. How does a giant crab, have a 0 con? Okay. Well,
So
let's-
2d8.
let's see.
It's all relative. A 0 is actually really good for things that would normally have,
When I hear giant crab, I think giant. These are just, particularly large, particularly bigger than normal crabs.
What do you think the size of most crabs are? I just want to know what your definition of a crab normally
Coconut
is.
crabs are decent.
I don't think any crab gets bigger than like this, Esper.
These
Have you seen the king crabs and giant
Then
crabs?
why is giant toad large size and able to swallow people whole?
Yeah, well, that's because they're toads.
Why
Crabs-
is giant eagle like a Lord of the Rings thing that can carry people?
Oh, that's 9 points of damage, and the
Okay.
crackling of thunder just
9
streaks.
damage. You blast the 2 crabs, wounding both of them.
Yeah.
Wounding both of them pretty substantially. Whoops. I don't want to do that. I wanted to do
So
this.
they need to go back.
Is it 10 or
10 feet.
15?
Yes.
10. Okay, there we go. You blast both of them, wounding them each of them substantially and knocking them back. And they've decided to run away because this.
They decided to try to run away. I think we're not going to let them just.
And I need to roll for wild magic.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
No, it's a 15.
Okay. Yes.
We need to get you
So
that
let's
item
go,
from
crab.
Tasha's. All right, so they just dashed. Okay, good.
I guess actually the sand should be difficult terrain.
For a
That's
crab,
right.
though, I feel like they're like
For a crab, they should be fine on that.
I feel like
Okay.
the crabs can run.
Crab has coast walk. There we go. They are not slowed by the difficult terrain.
Yeah.
And we're back to Adriel. If you are of a mind to harry the fleeing crabs who came back
Finish
for
them.
vengeance and then found doom.
Get your
I-
murder out.
Okay, how far are they away from me? I'm just curious. Like, are they like 70
from
feet?
here, something like 70 feet. And keep in mind, you can't see them yet because they're like, you got to go down there and see it out there.
I mean,
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna move 35 feet up so I can see them at least.
that's your move speed.
There
Yeah.
you go.
All right, so
What you got?
it's a free action to drop the weapon, and then
Mhm.
I can pull out another weapon, or
Sure.
as okay, yeah. So like, what my thought process here is that, could I? And it's okay if it's a no, and then I'll just use my dash to get to them. But is it possible to get my my short bow out and then use the hide action so I can maybe get advantage on my shot on them?
Yeah, you can do the cunning
Mhm.
action to hide.
To hide, yeah. So my thought is cunning action, hide, and then bow shot from a hiding position.
Okay, go for it.
That's cool. All right. So stealth first for the hide, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Not a very my stealth has been horrible today. I mean, it's still good, but it's like horrible. That's a 15.
15. 15 is horrible. Okay. 2 perception. So attack with advantage. If
All
you-
right. I will attack with advantage with my bow. Oh man, I almost rolled a natural 20. It's like 18 plus. Does that do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a D6 and another D6 for sneak attack. Oh, you're not getting away this time, you pesky decapods. 10 damage.
You plunge an arrow into another one of the crabs, and it gurgles out its last. Good shooting.
Its last gurgle.
Excellent shooting. Walykos.
Move me 35 feet as well because I have a 35-foot move speed. So I can see it ideally.
Yeah.
That's right, because I was a little bit higher than him. That makes sense. Yep.
Walykos, don't let the last one get away.
I pull out my heavy crossbow and I take a shot. Let's go ahead and see.
Adriel just like puts his hand on your shoulder, like, "You've got this." I don't actually do that, but
Well, it stabilized me because I got a 23 to hit.
Oh yes.
The bolt punches through the crab's shell for a massive 11 damage.
yeah, Walykos and Adriel getting the last ones.
I expect it makes it right to the water. It's like it's frantically trying to get there, and then like the bolt like punches through the back and then out through the front. And
You know,
like, just
even better,
goes
like,
spewing.
both of them are getting that. Both of them are doing that, and right as they're about to get to the water, they just both get 2 arrows plunged into them.
I feel like this. We have to do our fist bump.
Nice one, Walykos.
Well done, well done. You all have achieved a milestone.
Hey, we take those.
Well, looks like we can be eating crab for weeks if you want to.
It'll probably go bad before then. Seafood doesn't really, unless you can keep it cold somehow.
Tragic. These ones are good. You can cook them right in their own shells too.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't we just cook a bunch of it? That way we can offer to the 3-head goblin if we need to negotiate.
Except watch him reject it because it's cooked and thus ruined.
Well,
But
leave
stupid
one on.
hobbitses-
Like, don't cook. Then don't cook all of it. Cook like 3 of them. Yeah.
So you all are preparing crabs, a couple of crabs.
And Esper, I want to be very explicitly clear this time. We are leaving 2 people, one at each entrance to our tunnel, watching so that we will have advance notice before they come into the room.
Indeed, and this is alternating.
Yes, we will
And-
tag team off every so often, so
Yep.
one of us doesn't have to stand there the whole time.
And Aygir will suggest that the pairs be, one of each member.
Yeah,
of
be the
original
alternate,
2
yeah.
groups.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, like Walykos and Adriel on one entrance, and
He
then
wants to be paired with Walykos, who seems more interesting to talk to if they end up talking again. But I think he's probably going to suggest that he and Adriel be paired just so he
Yeah.
can stop Adriel from murdering another child. Should it come down to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
because Adriel's just gonna like see like a child start walking in, like a human child. He's just gonna be like, "Pew."
Adriel's like, my time has come.
Walykos just
a little
like,
mermaid child appears.
Yeah.
Have you seen my mommy? It was an illusion. It was a trick. It was a sea hag disguise. I know it.
Your mommy's dead. I killed her.
Uh,
Yeah, I know. We're horrible people. But
yeah, we all are evil.
I
People at heart.
play a good. I play a nice character, kind of.
I could see this going very crazy, very wrong, very quickly.
Well, in any case, I suggest
Other than
to-
preparing and eating crabs and organizing very well the dual watch, is there anything else you all are doing of note at the moment?
Aygir is not nervously, but like as a way to pass the time while he's on watch, stabbing little pointy bits of crab shell into other bits and kind of weaving them together to make tiny little ships and setting them in a row.
Okay.
Just that's something
You're
to
doing
do.
crab shell, not origami, but
Like ships in a bottle without the bottle.
yeah. Wow.
Adriel will just stealth while he does his watch.
Okay.
Probably what Walykos would do. And when I'm not on watch, I'll probably catch some shut-eye.
Some time passes and the sun sinks into the horizon, and it gets much darker. It is nearly nighttime. We'll say it's the latter part of the crepuscular hour.
Mhm.
And Aygir, some creature comes into your purview, a goblin, a bigger one with 3 heads.
Oh,
And
that's a cool picture.
yes, the 3 heads are looking about, and they are sniffing the aroma of crab. And one of them is drooling profusely. And they see you there.
Do I have
you be killing and cooking in our cave? Yeah, who you be?
So before I say anything, do I have any crab close at hand?
You tell
I
me.
mean, are you snacking on watch? I would assume.
I would think he probably would be, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to go back and go off watch. Bring some with you. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, that depends. To whom am I speaking? He says in Goblin, by the way, because there's language he speaks.
Goblin kind. You're a hobgoblin, ain't you?
Smart to tell who I am by my, dialect? And you're one of the small folk.
Ain't enough just looking at you.
Ah. Well, who are you then?
Muck. I suck. I'm Burr.
Well, I am one who is hunting and cooking and killing in this cave. I did not see a sign that said it's yours.
Who commanded you to hunt in our cave?
There's probably more in there. I heard them. I smell them too.
Yeah. How many you got in there?
Oh, it's just me and my friend Nanya. Nanya, damn business. Now,
What are hobgoblins doing down this far south?
hunting plenty of crabs to go around.
You got stuff to hunt up where you're from. Why you come to our lands?
I really like
Why you
crab.
here?
It's very good. We don't have crabs where I'm from.
He hobbles, takes a few paces in your direction, sniffing, drooling, eyeing about.
I will surreptitiously make sure I have the fullering die that's enhanced and charged for storm bolting ready, ideally in such a way that Muckshut Burr can't see.
If you're hunting in our cave, then you are stealing our food.
Well, I saw no sign that said it was yours. But again, there is plenty of it. I can share.
You share. We take what we want, and we'll share what we don't want with a lot of you.
Yeah, you gets the leftovers. This is our food and our home.
Also, all this time, I've been increasing the volume of my voice to the point where now I'm pretty much shouting. I see no reason why we should have any sort of conflict. Again, there is quite a bit of it. You can have whatever you want.
Vapor's probably hearing this then.
That's a good question.
The whole party hears this.
And Vapor can understand exactly what Aygir is saying because he can speak Goblinese. So he's speeding up and moving, and at the same time charging up his own storm bolts.
I'm going to grab one of the crabs and drag it with me as I go down there.
Yeah, Adriel will go over there too, but he's specifically going to be just like stealthing there because like if this thing gets in right, he's probably just gonna
and not
Bring
not
it on
knowing,
out. Bring it on out.
Yeah, give it to us. Come on now.
Yes. Hold your Zenas. Wait, I will bring it right out to. I'm sorry. Which one of you is the leader again?
I'm the leader.
What are you talking about? You always say that, but you're the younger one.
Younger? How can any of us be younger?
I came out first.
That poor mother. So, I'm going to go ahead and walk down to where Aygir is with this giant crab slung over my shoulders like, it's some sort of deer or whatever, carrying. And
oh, it looks good.
I'm going to take it down and just kind of give it a hurl in their general direction.
Yes, it sure does, doesn't it? And as you can see, there are 3 of us as well. And he he motions towards Walykos and towards the opening, hoping that whoever the sneakier ranged character is will hold back in case we need a secret.
I'm holding back.
Yeah, Vapor will take a step out and like he's just like glaring down at the goblin.
Wait, so when you said so I assume
You're not all hobgoblins.
Wait, quick question.
I never said we were. I just said there were 3 of us.
Wait, quick question. Oh, you said there were 3. So okay, so you're not including me. Just making sure.
Again, thinking that you'll be back there in case we need an ace in the hole to shoot additional attacks they don't expect. Sneak attacks, even, if you will.
Those tricky hobbies. Always cavorting about with other folk. Think they know better, eh?
Yeah, well, he'll get himself in trouble one of these days.
Come on now, let's have that crab.
I already tossed it in their direction, and I say, Aygir has already welcomed us into this place. Surely we can come to some arrangement where we do the hunt. You know, we get the crabs for you. You don't have to even work for them, and we just leave them at the entrance to your cave, and you don't bother us.
Yes, you should listen to him. He's smart.
Walykos,
Make a persuasion.
What tongue do you speak in?
Well, I only speak the
Elvish
common and Sylvan, Elvish, Sylvan, common. Yeah.
There isn't exactly common. Elvish is.
Oh yeah,
common.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Elvish and Sylvan.
Yeah. All right. So you say that, and Muck, Shuck, and Burr cock their heads slightly.
What is he babbling on about in that twisting elvish tongue?
Do you not pretend that you don't understand him? Do you not speak it?
What do we look like? 3 fairies glued together?
Did they speak in Goblin initially?
Only goblins so far.
Okay. With what my friend means to say, and he's very smart. You see, though we are 3 of us, there is no leader. We're all just in this as a group. We vote for things. He is smart. You should listen to him. What he said is, and I paraphrase what Walykos said.
Which was essentially we
Guy's not our master.
Yeah, Edgard doesn't know shit about shit.
That's
He's
not what I said.
Man. Just pissing in his own cave.
Yeah, as long as he keeps to himself, we let him stay in that hovel over there.
Well, then you seem to know a fair bit about a fair number of things, because you see, that's how we have been to him. He is in his own cave. We are in this cave. It's not our cave, yes, but we are only here for a limited time, and we will be gone in but a short day or so, and all of the crabs can be yours again, much as this one is now. And is that not a juicy one? It looks incredible.
Look nice and ripe.
I'm almost jealous of you for getting that one.
Did you take?
Yeah, how many of them did you kill?
The number is not important. What is important is that you have the best of them.
What are they saying? They're coming closer. Do we
They
fight?
think we got more crabs
They
back
came to pick
there.
up the crab.
They ask how many crabs we have killed. I think these are their normal hunting grounds.
Well, that sucks for them, but tell them that we can either hunt the crabs for them or we can hunt them.
Agreed. My friend says we are very good hunters, and you seem like a smart man, or men, or group. You do not want to do more work than is necessary, I assume. If we hunt the crabs for you and just give them to you, how is that not a double victory? Is it what they say here?
I know tricky talk when I hear it, and hobgoblins are always full of tricky talk. Yeah, especially one that's been hanging around these sorts from the city.
Yeah. He talks like someone who's been hanging around with those
Elven kind.
I just rest a hand on my dagger and I'll just kind of look towards Aygir. for what they said or the gist of it.
They say that I am tricky because I hang around with elves.
And because you're a hobgoblin.
Truthfully, I really don't want
He doesn't have to say that.
But do have your weapons ready. Well, yes. I, for the time being, am residing in Barnacle among those elves. It's true. It's not ideal, but hey.
The good old days
Living
when
in a
the goblin
city.
kind hated the elves with a delicious black hatred that flowed like tar through our veins.
Yeah. Those were my grandfather's day and my great-grandfather's day. Everything was so much simpler back then.
I wish I could.
Just
understand.
at this point, Vapor's going to speak up in Goblin and go, just your grandfather, or was it all your grandfathers?
They're the same person.
No, they're different people.
For many great generations, it was. And now everything's gotten all confused.
Yeah. It's a big mess. A big, shitty, tricky mess.
Are you
Yeah,
sure
look at
you're
the
not
image.
confused?
Well, in the city they have coins instead of crabs, and sadly, talking to the elves is the way to hunt coins, if that is your business, and for the time being it is mine.
Mark my words. One of these days, the elves are going to conquer this whole of Haven Isle. And there'll be no more goblin kind. Not even those bastard orcs. It'll only be elves.
Hmm.
Grand emperors of Haven Isle. Blah.
You seem a bit more pessimistic than your two friends. Our kind finds a way to endure. Even if the elves do conquer everything, and I believe their time will come sooner or later. They are not to be masters of this world forever. For a few reasons I can think of. Our kind will endure nonetheless. I'm sure you three will down here. You have quite a nice place.
Then what would you do if you had to choose between your own kind or the elves? Who would you pick?
Yeah,
What-
pick a
what
side.
are they
Tell
saying?
us.
If the elves came riding onto the steppe, there would be hundreds and thousands of us on Xenas, ready to encircle them, to shoot them with arrows, to slay them to a man or to an elf.
This is a
And they
lot
could
of
not
talk.
conquer our redoubts, not atop the basalt stacks. They are not of the steppe, they are not from there, they do not know it, and they would be befuddled and ultimately destroyed.
So a lot of talking for them accepting a simple deal or not.
Yes, well, I got to keep them talking.
What are they saying?
If they're
Do they
talking,
accept
they're not
or do
fighting.
we kill them?
I think they are to accept.
Well, I'd rather fight them than talk forever.
Well, they're keen on conversation. What can I say? It's better this than risk any more harm. They are, I'm sure, tougher than crabs.
Well,
I imagine in the background as he's talking about killing, you just hear a bow. The bow being pulled back, getting
Assuming
ready.
your companion doesn't ruin it for us, I think we almost are in the clear here.
So you say that you would kill elves? Yes, you have it in you.
Of course. I have already, haven't I? Actually, I'm not sure I have. I don't think I have, but that might be a lie then. Well, yes, of course.
Oh, it's been so long since I've killed me a good elf. I miss it.
Well, maybe you'll have the opportunity again someday. So, show me then. Tell me your name once more. Earworm?
I am from the steppe, and people around here just call me Steppe. It is where I'm from. And this is Cloud, and that is Horn.
Well
pipes.
then,
But Horn, you call him Horn. I can't understand. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Why don't you prove yourself to us? Bring here an elf and kill him. Yes, do that, or I say you are a fatherless bastard and no true hob.
Well, I can't just conjure one, so I'd have to do that for you later, but
What is he saying?
He wants me to kill an elf in front of him to prove myself. I don't suppose you can conjure an illusion, can you?
Give me a moment.
Listen to
I-
this tricky elf talk. I don't want to hear any more of that in our home.
Vapor's going to speak up. This one is unable to speak. You're the
I
great
go-
tongue of goblins.
I
So I
go
have
Actually-
to
around the
translate
corner.
to him.
Actually, from the first time he or
Esper.
whichever one of them mentioned elf talk when I was talking to Walykos, I think I would have switched to Sylvan then. And if they ask about it, I'll tell
They
them
they don't seem to have noticed the difference between Elven and Sylvan.
Okay, I was
I
going
would
to tell them
like
that was some
to-
other language, but yeah. Anyway.
I would like to. Sorry, I would like to go around the corner, out of sight, and I will pull out a set of pipes from around my neck that have been hanging there this whole time, and I'm going to play a little something on the pipes. I need to make a roll here, so bear with me just a moment. You don't know what these are. Trust me, you have no
Oh,
clue.
really?
No matter what you think you know.
I think you played your pan flute once.
I have never done it in this campaign.
No?
Nope, I have not.
In character, this is the first time this is happening, yeah.
Christoph, Archivist, can we get an archive check? I swore you played the pan flute one other time.
Well,
I don't think you have.
I may have played the flute once, yes, but I never activated or used it.
Okay, you haven't used the ability.
Okay, well, Esper, I'm going to tell you what this is. I'm going to send you a something.
Yeah.
Hang on, because I rolled it. And where is Esper? Esper the Bard. There he is. That's so
Okay.
appropriate for them, don't you think?
That is just as appropriate as the crab random encounter reveal.
I know, right?
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
So I begin playing this, and there's suddenly like thump, thump from around the corner of something large coming, and from around the corner, for thematic effect, I know you guys can technically see it, but I'm describing it as if it just came into view for you as at the same time as
Sure.
them. Comes a giant creature with a club, of like an oak tree, like torn off over its shoulder, and two heads with giant like orc tusks, like protruding from its lower lip. And it's just like, who dares disturb me? Yeah, who dares disturb him and me? Say other head.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is bad. This is bad. You've awoken my friend. My friend doesn't like to be woken when he's sleeping. Neither of them do.
Oh, look, cute little one with three little heads. Maybe he think he big one like us, but he just small with the three little heads.
Oh shit, Muck. Oh no, he sees you. Oh Burr, this is bad. What do you think, Chuck? What should we do?
This one want me food? Maybe he be me food instead. Yes. It starts rubbing its tummy and
You
licking.
hear
licking
a
its lip.
simultaneous triple gulp.
What?
Do they make an investigation check?
It is. I can tell you exactly what it is. It is an intelligence investigation check. DC
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Why don't I do that just to
yep.
see if they can
Yeah,
see
absolutely.
through the illusion?
You could probably make it with advantage because they have three heads, three different people. Unless you
Yeah.
roll individually for each of them, but I think advantage makes the
Yeah.
most sense.
Yeah, they have advantage on a few different things, like
It makes sense. I totally
against
get where you're coming
stun
from.
and blind. Okay.
Yeah.
But their intelligence is not fantastic. So
It's a DC 15, so we'll see.
okay, I came up with a 1, and that was with advantage.
Holy shit! Wow.
I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2, and their combined
This be
intelligence.
my cave now. Me live here. You want me food? You bring me shinies. Or I come and I find you for food.
So
Yeah, you
there's
bring them shinies.
There's 3 screams like "Ooh! Ah! Ah!" and they go running running for their life.
Yep.
Does
We did try to warn you.
And that was for the audience.
A giant go chasing after?
No, he just kind of stomps his feet and laughs, kind of like, like holding his two clubs, And what you guys saw, that was for the audience's benefit to give them the full, thematics. You guys saw me play the flute, and the flute has these little gems on the bottom of it, like a lot of like these little hanging little gems. One of the gems fell off, and it rolled to the floor, and then this thing like popped out of the gem, and basically it became the gem actually rolled a good. Let's see here. Rolls 30 feet, so I would place it probably in the actual room as its like point, but then like the creature can move around the gem and whatnot. So the gem is so small it probably wasn't noticed unless they made their investigation check, which is what they were also looking for. But yeah, this thing's just kind of like pounding its chest and making like noise, like it's a giant. And that's where it will remain.
How far away from the gem can the illusion
Can it
go?
move? So how it works, it can go while with you within 120 feet, magically anywhere within 30 feet of the gem.
Okay, cool.
So
So
that's
are you
basically
all
going to
allowing
guard.
Muck, Shuck, and Burr to run away in terror?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to leave this here. It doesn't have to go away. So
He flees and is not in the cave any longer. At least not.
we have no idea. Yep.
So wow, that's hilarious. I will give you all another milestone.
Thank you.
Well, look at you.
I
You
was-
are quite the one. For everything I've learned about you, another 2 secrets make themselves known.
I'll be honest. I stopped playing the flute, but it's still there. It remains. I say, well, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but that was not a unwelcome result, and we can now leave this here to scare away anything that might consider coming down this path.
How
Yes.
long does the mirage last for?
Until the gem is moved.
Forever?
So
Wait, so
I will-
this could just be an illusion that's forever in this cave.
I will show you the description.
No, that would actually be amazing because that would be part of the world now. Like this illusion is always in the cave.
Someone could kick the
Like
gem,
hide a little,
or move it.
inside a wall, just like hide a
Yeah.
little.
Well,
back of the wall or a little.
The cavern
The
of the
gem.
illusory Ettin.
The image
Yeah,
probably.
well, as soon as you move it.
Point.
Yeah. No, the cave will be
Yeah.
known as like the
Okay.
the
As
cave
soon
of
as- okay, as
the
soon as you
two-headed
remove
Ettin.
the gem, the illusion is dispelled.
Correct.
Well, we'll
if
just
if
bury the
anyone
gem.
picks the gem up,
Wait, we could
that
put
might be
like
considered moving it.
wait, but we could like put dirt over it. That wouldn't be moving it.
That might get around it. That's kind of like a DM call. It's on the edge.
Yeah, could
But,
we like put it in dirt, like put dirt over it so no one can
Yeah,
see
you
it?
could grab some of the sand and just pile the sand on top of it. And until somebody digs the gem out of the sand, it looks like there's an ettin right here in this cave.
Well, and I can control the ettin and make it do things.
Just
So
make
long
a,
as I
make a
don't
little
move it.
dome out of some crab shell bits, pile some sand on top of that.
You should just make it like walk back and forth. So like
Well,
from
that's
now
what I'm
on, if
going to do.
anyone
I
has
was
to-
basically going to make it stand in the doorway. I'm like, now I think we can leave this entrance unguarded. I think it will be fine.
the cave of the two-headed Ettin.
I don't think that anything in this
Before
cave
Vapor
will-
heads back down, he's gonna grab that
Also-
through and drag it back in.
I do want to say that this also raises the value of what we did for the smugglers. They could reuse this pretty easily because they'll know if we tell them
Yeah.
that Ettin's not real, but no one else will know. So it'll protect the smugglers
Exactly.
from easily being messed with.
I love it.
Ettin's probably like an apex predator. Like you don't mess with that.
Whew. All right. I love it. Why don't we return back to the resting sequence, and I'll put the other two, like Vapor.
Did we get a short rest, by the way? I'm sure we do get a long rest, short rest, whatever, but I just want to confirm.
Yeah, enough time has passed for a short rest.
I get my hand of fate back then. I just wanted to make sure, just in case.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we'll put Aygir and Walykos over there. And I'm going to roll one more roll for the night and early morning.
Okay.
There is no further occurrence, and you all rest by the lulling sound of the waves. Nighttime does get pretty chilly here, though your fire keeps you sufficiently warm and dry. The day will warm up. The daytimes are fairly warm and pretty humid. It's the humidity is quite high in this area of the world. Well, you all have completed a long rest, and that's always a nice thing. I know Vapor will get some spell slots back, and maybe Aygir as well. And it seems that at some point this day, the smugglers will be coming in on their boat.
And just to confirm, the house rule in your game, you don't gain any hit points back on a short rest, or do you gain? Or I'm sorry, a long rest.
No, you have to use your hit dice.
Is that correct? That's
correct. Yeah.
Okay. So
but you do recover your hit dice after a long rest.
You recover half.
Half of your hit dice. Yeah.
So everyone regains
one.
Yeah. You essentially spend whatever hit dice you want, and then you regain one.
No, it's a more serious damage rule because it means hit dice are way more important.
Yeah, exactly. It's very relevant.
Yeah. I think that was a hell of a day. Now here's the question: are you going to continue exploring the coastal cave?
Having conferred about it so far, I thought we decided we were more or less.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for the boat.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think it sounds like we were just gonna hang
out of character. I want to explore it, but in character, yeah, he would Adriel would definitely.
There's no treasure that we know of here. Like if there was if we knew like a rumor, there's a magic treasure or something. Maybe we do it. I just feel like there's an octopus waiting to eat our faces, and Esper wants us to go get our faces eaten.
Right, so, and if we show up to Muckshuck Burr, like in their own habitat, they might not be so keen on.
All right, so I think we're just waiting for the for Lamy to get here with the boat.
Yeah.
Well, not Lamy.
We're not sure who's showing up. We just know someone's showing up.
Someone who's showing up with the boat.
I'm pretty sure that both the two regular inhabitants of the cave won't want to fuck with an ettin, especially considering one of them is still close to dead.
Now, Lamy did task you all with making sure the cave is free of dangers and critters and such.
Esper, you say that, but that wasn't clear to me. I thought he said that to clear out the landing zone.
Yeah, it sounded like
he just said make it safe for the people, the smugglers. He didn't say completely clear it out of every living thing.
If that's what your intent was of what he was trying to say, make that clear now, because that was not clear to us.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you all.
Okay. Yeah. Then my interpretation of what he said to us was to clear a way for the supplies to be landed safely. We'll take possession and get them out of the cave safely.
So I'm going to do a roll to see the arrival of the boat.
Yeah.
If it has delays or such. There's a bit of delay, and you all are biding your time throughout the day here.
Vapor is cleaning the inside of the giant shells of the crabs. Like he's taking a knife, just scraping them clean.
You have plenty of work to do because they're big crabs, and there's.
Oh yeah, but I just figured for something to keep him busy because he knows if he's not doing something, he's going to get impatient and do something else.
It's well into the afternoon. The sun is getting low.
Actually, sorry. While Vapor is doing that, Aygir is also doing some stuff with some crab shell bits, sort of fashioning them into little like scales and bits of pieces of what might become a suit of armor later on, maybe. Like the little
you do
slightly
know
flexible
crabs
bits
are used for weapons and armor by goblin kind and other people as well, whoever has the craft for it. So the sun is getting low, and it's nearly the time of sunset when the boat appears, and it's not a large vessel. It's a kind of a small, shallow sailboat. Nope, mark that. Not a sailboat, rowboat.
Yeah.
Something that you might row off of a larger ship. And there are 4 individuals, and they are taking it in to the sand area, this kind of internal sand bank. There are 4 people, 3 elves and 1 half orc. There's a male elf who is tall, pot-bellied. He has graying hair, and he has these wild blue eyes that are deep set. He looks to be almost 60 years old. There's another male elf who looks maybe in his early to mid 30s. He has a scar running from a nostril all the way across his cheek to one of his ears. And he has this messy, spiky hair.
And in MIRRORMOURN, for those watching, elves aren't magical things that live for a millennium automatically. So the 60-year-old one looks like a 60-year-old human would, and the 30-year-old one is definitely an adult, not basically an elven child.
Exactly.
Though with the caveat, there are some rare elves that do live for a long time, but that's not typical. It would be
It's a magical sort of thing that happens to them.
Yeah, maybe like an elven mage or Connor Spindle, for example. He's particularly old.
He's like 160 some.
Yeah, he claims to be the oldest person in Barnacle. There's a female elf, and she looks middle-aged, and she has bad teeth, looks like a big boned woman. And then there is a younger half orc who is a burly, physically imposing fellow. There's something kind of bewildering and cold about him. But it's that first elf is the one who does most of the talking, or at least initiates the talking with you all. So graying, pot-bellied, tall elf is the tallest person in these 4 group, and they get their ship pulled up onto the sand, and he wipes himself off and looks at you all. Are you the ones that? Are you the rival party?
Yes, that would be us.
So the what I assume is still the tallest actual person in the room, Aygir, says, "Well, we certainly aren't the guard. I mean, look at us."
Yes,
Lamy sent us.
He does look around a lot. Lamy sent you. Very good. Did he give you the passphrase?
Did he give us a passphrase?
No, he didn't.
No, he did not.
Yeah. Adriel sort of raised eyebrow. Passphrase. I don't think Lamy gave us anything like that.
I think it's supposed to be a passphrase. He doesn't have a passphrase.
What's the passphrase?
They are muttering amongst themselves, and they kind of throw you some looks. Lamy didn't say anything that you were supposed to say to us.
No, we were just here to clear out the cave landing spot for you. And as you can tell, there's nothing here.
He said to be here. He said to make it safe for you. Unless the passphrases flow without your arse, he did not give us one.
They throw a glance to the half-orc fellow.
I'm good at smelling rats, and I don't smell anything. At least not yet.
You're welcome to just,
I am shaking in my boots, I assure you, but there's business to be done here.
The one with the scar starts unbinding the ropes, the tethering on a couple of crates.
So are we gonna unload this or not?
So, was there anything in the cave? Monsters, lurkers?
Nothing that remains a threat any longer to you or to us.
There is a creature, an illusion that we created at the entrance to this cavern to scare away anything that might come along.
You got magic, do you?
I just wish to warn you, the two-headed ogre thing that you see there is not real. But don't mess with it. It will be useful to you in the future in scaring away anything that comes to this cave. It will remain there. Yes.
The foul-toothed, big-bone elven woman says, "A two-headed ogre? What are you talking about?"
You'll see. You'll see.
You better show it to us.
When Aygir hears what are you talking about, he just goes,
Yeah.
One of those.
Please.
Never seen one of those before.
Well, then just
You're
head down
welcome
into the
to-
cave and go take a look.
Yes, you're welcome to go.
Lead the way. Let's have a look.
Oh, yes. For some reason, I feel like an archivist just remembered something. But maybe there was a passphrase that we forgot.
And how's Pock doing, by the way? We're friends of his. Pock being the, because Aygir would know this.
He's doing much better as of recently.
I heard they broke him out, yes.
He's got some pretty bad calluses on his back and his ankles, but it's a strong lad.
If the bastards would do that to you with their whips, Aygir spits on the ground. But, well, he can air them out now. He's a free man.
The half-orc says,
I've worked down in the cogs of the fire galleons before. It ain't that bad.
Then perhaps maybe you would like to return one day.
Adriel, if you're not taking leave of your senses, do shut up.
Well, no, Adriel's just confused. It's just like, do you want to go back to being a slave?
We're here to help
Not
these
helpful,
people,
not
not
helpful.
insult them. He jests.
There's something to be said for plenty of meals and a secure bed every night. Steady work.
Well,
Not everyone finds it quite so fanciful to be rowing around with these snakes, always looking over our back for Drakestone and City Watch and whatever other monsters are crawling around these parts.
When the price is the flash, then you are wealthier than I in that regard. I would not be willing to do that.
so is there anything else that you need before we unload these crates? And
You still
Get
ain't
down.
showed us this magic you was talking about.
well, then come along. And I start doing my shuffle walk.
Seems to me
Yeah.
we're not here to show you any magic or gab. We're here to help you unload that, right? The time for tricks can come in a little while. Let's get that stuff off
"Know
the
that
book
fine and
first.
well ourselves. I want to see this magical trap that he speaks of."
Then follow my friend here. And Adriel's just gonna point, gesture to come on in and just if you want to see it.
And I'm moving at a slow pace, probably like a 20-foot walk speed, so that they can easily keep up with me.
Adriel will start following Walykos as well.
And it also makes it look like I have a hunchback and a limp, as I'm kind of
Yes.
shuffling.
The thing that's almost a little bit surprising to Aygir now and the rest of them, because they're not, they're used to now seeing you in action, as it were.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
That's
oh,
why
he's
I like.
now.
Yeah, that's right. That is how he.
So Jacob, the tall, graying, pot-bellied elf, he and the scarred one follow you. Whereas
Is that a name that we've heard before?
Lamy said Jacob. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Esper, what I'd like to do is set a funny little surprise for them as they come down the corner to see it. I wanted to kind of like two heads like come around the corner looking at them, like ooh, more, like something like that. So I'll let you.
So they go across the sand bar and up the slope, and the scarred one comments, "Someone's been killing crabs." Oh, really? And they get momentarily distracted by all this crab blood and crab.
What did you think we were hired?
Mess that Vapor's made, and then this like ettin heads come ogling at them from around the corner. Go shit in the stew. And then he pokes a finger and see that it goes right through it. As though it was just made of smoke.
And once he's done that, he can probably see that.
Did you?
Well, yes, I did.
I can see why Lamy selected you all. He's a magician too, you know.
Oh yes, we are aware. He is not exactly modest. Very, very keen on discussing his accomplishments with everyone.
He likes fire. That's hardly a secret. But he can do more than just fire. I've seen
Well,
it.
I have not seen this yet, but I'll look forward to it if that's the case.
Well, hopefully he's not burning you. He's a rather good shot with a bow and arrow, too.
Seems to me there are a few among us like that, too. Maybe we're more alike in, well, some ways.
They crane their heads around this way and that and size up the place. This'll do. Good work, Aygir. If you just wait around here, we're going to get off of the sand and we'll give you your compensation. So the team of 4 go and get the 2 crates, nice, strong wooden crates, unmarked things, and get it, where they take great care that it doesn't get wet at all. And they're getting it to actually put up into that cave chamber there, up off of the sand. And then Jacob comes back, and who is one of you sort of acting as in more of a leadership capacity here that he would hand
I think
the purse to?
All right. He'll be standing there ready to talk to him.
All right. He has a heavy purse, and just plops it down into your clutch. There. Hopefully that will suffice for the trouble and the work that you all did. Last thing I would want to be getting my toes bitten off at night by monstrous crabs.
Well, if this isn't full of stones, then you are so generous your name might as well be Connor Spindle. Perhaps I've underestimated you else a little bit. Though he will actually draw back the drawstring a little bit and look inside, stick a hand inside just to feel that it is full of coins.
It certainly is. It's full of gold and silver coins, a pretty hefty purse of them.
And he'll pull one out and bite it to make sure.
Vapor's going to pull one of each out and check them over.
Enjoy your gold and silver lunch there. And they bring out the last of their effects, just a few packs and, bundles of things. And looks like they're setting up a small camp of sorts.
Now, if I may, a moment of your time. Was it Jacob?
It's on your coin now. You've done your job. We don't ask anything more of you.
No, but if I might ask, what?
It's just that this cave has been made safe, and it seems to be.
It has. But if I may ask, What, if you are at liberty to tell, is in those crates? What is so important to Lomi anyway?
He didn't tell you.
Of course not. He is
If he
Lomi
didn't
Thorn's
tell you,
brother
then
after all.
he probably doesn't deem that it's knowledge that we should be spreading around so readily.
Aygir, I think you're a bit new to this. We take our gold. We don't ask questions. Doesn't matter what's in the crates. We have.
Yes, we don't try to murder children either.
He's got the gist of it.
We are professionals. We know what we were getting and signing up for.
Well, it's a strange profession, this one that you're in. So, it's still a secret then.
Yeah, Adriel just sort of nods his head, like, yeah, Adriel's just like, yeah, we got our gold.
Steps we'll find out down the line.
Looks like you got a lot of crab. You gonna eat all of that?
You're welcome to keep. Yeah, we couldn't take it with us with the crates. Probably, it's going to be enough trouble getting these crates, back the way we came. So.
Oh no, you're not taking the crates. Your work here is done.
Oh, then I guess we're done here. That's my mistake.
It's like as soon as someone said, "Yeah, go ahead with the crab," the half orc grabs up one of the legs and
Actual meat.
Now, when you say our work here is done, what do you mean by that?
we just needed you to secure the cave. That's all, and receive us with your warm welcome.
No.
Just making sure this wasn't one of those "now we have no use for you, your time is up" situations.
Why would they pay us then?
You can never be too careful, and you can never know. I mean, these people are friends of Lomi Thornstar. Do you think that man always knows what he is himself doing?
But
You're
it's
being
much more.
insulting.
It's much more beneficial to have people who will help them for money than to just eliminate us when we could help them in the future.
I was about to say, good business arranges for future business.
Now, Aygir, if you were thinking,
Well, Lami will be the
saying
one to
something.
tell you that, but I suppose I wouldn't be surprised if I saw you all again, magicians and capable scouts that you are.
I'll leave the ettin where it is. It won't move around and do too many different things once I leave, but its mere presence should be a deterrent to any who would think to go poking their noses into your cave.
Do you tell him about the little stone underneath the sand?
Yes, I would like to mention that because that's very important. And I say the focus of the illusion is the stone pebble that we put sand over top of. If any were to disturb it, the illusion would be disrupted. Even merely moving it with a finger or kicking it.
That sand pile there.
Yes, the one we packed down onto.
All right, Sods, you heard him. Don't mess with that sand.
If you want to arrange to put something over it like wood planks or whatever, make a little gangway, that might even further protect it.
The woman says, "How much is that gem worth?"
It's valueless. It is.
It means it's
if
probably
you-
worth more.
It's
If you-
worthless.
if you're thinking of
Worthless?
taking,
Something that could conjure up a magical visage is worthless.
Well, the magic would be expended as soon as you take it.
So it would just be a normal pebble.
Yes. A shiny sea stone.
Okay, I won't mess with it then.
That's probably for the
Lovely
best.
thing. Reminds me of my late husband.
Well, whenever you want to get rid of the ettin, feel free to mess with it. Till then, I think it's more of use to you where it is.
The only thing uglier than her late husband's herself. He died of a heart attack, waking up one night and seeing her face.
You sure that wasn't?
She
Never mind.
elbows him in the gut. Half blocks it, half catches it in the rib. The half orc thinks it's funny. He's already sucked down a couple of these crab legs.
There's a lot.
So he looks like he can eat a lot. And he's been actually the most curious one. curious in a cold-blooded, methodical way, just looking around this way and that. He probably has asked a few questions like,
There's no unturned stones in here. Eh? You didn't leave anything for me.
What do you mean?
There's always some treasure or something hidden away in these kinds of places.
Well, if you go looking, I'm sure you will find something. There is always something to find if you go looking, even if it's just a little bit at the end.
There was a three-headed goblin and a half dwarf, half goblin who live in these other caves around here.
But they're not going to molest us.
We made sure that
they should not come to this place. They would not dare with the creature here.
Well, maybe I'll find something else that...
He cracks his bones.
Oh, there was
I've been
a symbol.
little bit antsy for a while.
Did you see that? Did you make that symbol or see the symbol on the stone out there for something about an octopus in one of the caves with water?
Oh, no, it wasn't me, but I'm glad that you mentioned this. I've been wondering about that. I had forgotten. Yes. Oh,
Yes. Kevin put that there.
it was him. That's his sign right there.
Why don't you add a couple signs to it about the ettin, if you want, for your own people, in case someone else comes to the cave that is, not in the know, but is.
I like the way you think. Your name was Pipes?
Yes, I'm Pipes.
I like the way you think, Pipes.
I think I just might do that. You haven't encountered this. How would I say this? Octopus pool?
We did not see it when we were coming to this place.
Or a monster in a cage in a different cave?
We did not see a cage either, no.
Well, so was there not something like that in Edgar's cave?
Was there? I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't recall.
No, I don't think there was no cage there. I don't think.
You did
Unless-
see this one flooded.
Yes,
Right.
so there was the flooded. That could be where an octopus was. We never.
true,
Yeah.
yeah. We never actually explored too heavily
Well,
in the
it
water.
just seemed. We looked at it and we were like, "There's no way that a ship could sail in there."
Yeah.
So we
There
were-
was,
Right.
there was no real inlet there.
Yeah, I think that we've
maybe
kind
an
of
underwater natural passageway, but
I think we kind of explained to them just like everything that we explored and like tell them like which caverns go where.
Yeah, we
all that.
can warn them like where the three-headed guy probably was and where the other one was.
Yep.
I just might have to do a bit of spelunking myself then. Well, don't get yourself killed, all right?
I'll need a bodyguard still.
Seems like there's one of those in every group, huh?
Well, it seems to be common wisdom, common sense. Things can happen if you wander too far out of your own backyard.
Isn't
Well,
that the truth?
I've certainly done that.
Well, we have a long way to travel to get back home. Is there anything else you require from us?
Not at all. Apparently, you've done everything and more.
Excellent. Well, I will say this: good luck in whatever you may find yourself in. And if you should ever need a bird seller for any business, seek us out in the quarter of... I don't have it written down. Sorry. Esper,
Are you,
what quarter?
are you talking about like a
Yeah, in the Barnacle.
castle?
Is it Stone Castle? Is that where we live?
Strong castle. Yeah, strong castle.
Strong Castle? Yeah, in the quarter of Strong Castle. Seek out the bird sellers. Perhaps you will find what you're looking for.
I've been known to visit Strong Castle from time to time. Maybe I'll do that someday. Good luck and good work to you.
Be safe. And with that, I turn and I shuffle my way past the ettin. I leave it in a very intimidating looking, like position, maybe like leaning with its arms folded and its club, like in hand, kind of next, like it's guarding kind of the entrance.
Aygir follows, but sort of maintains a decent distance from the other four and tries to keep an eye on them as long as he's going until he's like safely out of range.
Yeah, it's interesting that
Vapor will stick with Aygir.
So long as I
on your
hold that
way out, of the coastal cave, Edgar pokes his head out from behind a corner there at that one inlet to his personal chambers.
Loud voices, many voices. These are the ones you spoke of.
Yes. They mean no harm to you.
There'd be no trouble to me. Yes.
no
As
trouble.
long as you give them no trouble, they'll give you none.
In fact, here I offer him some crab that we have. I offer him one of the giant crabs if he wants it. If you wish.
You have hunted. I will feast upon this. It's not poisoned, is it?
No, it is not. But
What is that I taste?
crab, I assume. Salt.
No, wait. It was just maybe a bit of brine. Still
Yes.
lingering around. If they will not be bothering me, then I will just ask that they be quiet and not disturb my rest.
Rest well. We will be on our way.
Okay, well, it's done then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He just goes away.
Walykos has pity for that creature. He understands those sort of creatures all too well.
This place is its whole own little city. It's like Barnacle in small scale and full of odd fellows. Truly, truly odd fellows.
Yeah, and it even has those Darnells coming in and making them home.
Let us hope that we never have to make our homes here someday.
But
And you
we
talk
still
about-
have,
We have one back at the steps.
let us not count our eggs before they are hatched. We still have to make it back to Barnacle, and we have a lot of goblins to deal with.
Very
between
true.
us there.
Very true. Let us hope that, what was her name? Jelly Belly. Remembered even a word of what was said to her.
Probably not. I'm actually counting on her either misremembering or whatever, but it will confuse them and perhaps send them in a wild hunt.
Yes,
different
perhaps we would be wise to go well inland on our way back.
I was going to suggest the same thing. We have no time limit. I would rather risk the beasts of the land than a large number of goblins. A single beast or two might be preferable to a 30 goblins attacking us.
Well, good. Strong minds ring like strong hammers in unison.
Plus, it will also give Adriel no chances to kill goblin babies.
That I
Yeah,
hope
that's
it's
the
not.
most important thing of this.
Very nice.
No
So
You know, you have more sense of humor than you've let on. And in Sylvan,
Oh, did you say that in character?
that wasn't care. And in Sylvan, he ends that
Oh,
by
right.
calling him Mr. Horn.
Mr. Horn. Oh god, I'm gonna have like a ever changing nickname, like
Could be.
Mr.
So
Horn.
the idea is that you all will report back to Lamy,
Yeah.
and we'll get to that. It's
How much gold and silver and stuff do we get?
yes.
That's a good question,
So
yeah.
Each of you can roll 1d10 plus 50, and that's the amount of gold piece you have.
Wait, so
So
that'll be like
you-
all together. So we each roll and then we add it all together.
Yeah, I guess.
However you want to do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's all roll and add it together.
Because I assume we would split it evenly. It would be kind of
Yeah,
weird.
exactly.
If different.
Right, but here's your share. Wow, magically mine is 50 and yours is only 51. Yeah.
So I say we all roll our d10 and
So
add it.
if you roll a d10, and we'll add 200.
Okay.
I got a 3.
I got an 8.
I
got
got a
7.
10.
Oh, a 10.
Right,
Wow, so a 10.
3, 8, 7, 10. Yeah.
So how much did we get all together then?
228. That's
Yeah.
57 gold pieces each.
Awesome.
That's a quick math.
It was 57, you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have more gold now. Fantastic.
Although, perhaps I guess Aygir with the sack will say that he'll hold on to it until they get back to either Barnacle or at least some place where they can camp for the night because we're wasting daylight and we gotta move. Because we don't want to run into those goblins here.
There's no more daylight. It is nighttime.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose we'll start in the morning then. We should find someplace secure to stay for the night and perhaps share these out. Clink, 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 clink. He clinks the bag.
Yeah, that seems like a smart idea.
Okay. So the cave exit, which entrance, depending upon which way you're going, comes out on this kind of western.
Well, can I make a suggestion before you do that, Esper? Could we not just go back to them and say, would it be all right with them if we spend the night mutual security in their camp? We'll take, watches if they like as well, just to.
Yeah, I was about to mention that as well. Yeah, why not just stay with them?
Just for a couple of hours, I assume, and we'll be gone in the morning.
That can make some sense.
What do you think, Esper? Is that any reason why you can't?
You all can do whatever you want to do.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a
no.
reason we couldn't do that you knew of. So
Yeah,
okay,
let's ask them. Yeah.
You come back and you tell them, on second thought, we'd rather not go trekking.
well, being inside the cave, we didn't realize how late it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind us spending just a couple hours resting here, we'll share crab, share tail.
We'll be gone at first light.
Yeah, exactly.
Only on one condition. Not one there warms my bedroll with me.
She points at Adriel.
That sounds like a fair deal.
Wait, is it? Wait, so she's an elf?
Yes.
Yes.
She's a middle-aged elf, big-boned woman, nasty teeth.
Nasty teeth.
Adriel, like his eyes, because he's still got he always has his mask on, and his eyebrows just like raise up, and he goes,
Mysterious man.
"I would much prefer to sleep out with the dogs than with
No.
you."
He would be.
He would be
happy
very happy.
to warm your.
Oh, come
bed.
on. I can bark.
And she goes and like trying to pinch you.
Aygir looks over at Jacob and says, seems every group has one of those, too.
I lean into Adriel. I'm like, it would be much safer in here. And
Come on, Adriel, just go for it. It's dark. Close your eyes. You can imagine whatever you want.
just pretend you're
Works
tired and fall asleep.
Works for me like a charm.
Just pretend you're really tired and that you need to sleep, but just go with it.
But perhaps she would want someone more exotic. And then I looked to Walykos. I've heard that he is
Well, he
He's
does
quite-
look quite horny.
yes, very horny indeed, and as you can tell, he's definitely very exotic. I'm sure that you would have much more fun with him than a human like myself.
But I don't know, Adriel. There is something to be said for youthful, shall we say, exuberance. I'm sure that you could show her a good time tonight.
Yes, but the
smugglers are really
I've-
laughing a lot, and just getting extreme kicks out of this.
but
No matter what,
Walykos,
I think we've impressed the group that we're going to
Yeah.
be staying here tonight. How our answer goes here, but I am having fun. Just
Walykos, but
Neighbor's gonna move over to Aygir and go, why doesn't he just do it? It'd just be so much easier.
But Walykos, I don't think that I think that she would be she would be let down, for I cannot play such sweet music as yourself.
Why don't we make a game of it, Adriel? Why don't we do a gamble, perhaps? A roll of the dice, if you will.
Oh, I suppose that's the only way to get around this.
They are laughing. Everything you guys are doing there, they're laughing at you.
Can I make a performance check? Because I feel like this is almost a performance I'm putting on. I'm exaggerating this whole thing. And it's kind of like an actor on stage. Like, if you've ever met like a Shakespearean actor, they know how to play to the audience as much as to their other actors.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing here. I'm playing to the audience that we have.
Yep.
I say, how about, say, a game of chance? And you and I shall play, and the winner shall be the one who warms the bed.
Very well, Walykos. I do not wish to sleep with her, but perhaps this is the only way.
Well, no one's forcing you to do anything, but I think that chance, perhaps you might even enjoy such an experience. You get out so rarely. One should become more worldly in the world, Adriel.
Adriel's just like sort of like shaking his head, like, what have I got myself into?
I propose we roll dice of some sort, and perhaps we see where the fates lie.
I have a 6-sided dice. Perhaps we can roll that.
Whatever you prefer.
It is my favorite.
Mhm.
All right, so out of character, how do we want to do it? Just like whoever rolls higher.
We could do a D20. We could do a D6. Yeah, however you like.
Yeah, let's do a D6. Whoever rolls the highest.
Mhm.
All right. I got a 2.
All right. I got a 4. I used my hand of fate, however.
You have 2 uses of it?
And I would like to use. Could I use sleight of hand? Yeah. Well, I've short rested.
Oh, right. Yep.
Could I also
Yeah,
use sleight of
can we
hand to
try
try
to
and
play
cheat
it?
it?
I also feel like the D6 is good for the natural roll, but we're both going to be cheating.
Yeah.
All right, so Walykos, roll your sleight of hand, contested by Adriel's perception.
Yep.
Oh,
I am.
I'm also doing sleight of hand as well. So
and I will
also-
be happy to contest that.
All right, so I'll do perception first, and you do your sleight of hand
Your
first.
sleight of
so that we
hand.
can- yeah, so I'll do my perception.
I got a 16.
Yeah, I got like a 5 for my perception.
So
Okay.
I roll, and it lands on a 1. Snake eyes or whatever the equivalent of the fool's die. And this is going to be entertaining.
And then
If we both keep rolling, and we both do minimum, and then we roll again, and we're just like, can you imagine how many times in a row we're going to roll?
Yeah. All right, so I do sleight of hand now.
And I'll do perception.
All right,
I got a 5 on my perception.
I got a 21 on my side.
So you roll the minimum roll as well. We both roll our dice, and they both roll to exactly the same time.
Oh wait, no,
I
that's
meant-
perfect. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. So the rules were that whoever got the highest, but we roll the same number.
A
And-
winner. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but no. When that happens, I'm just gonna sort of look at you.
Both of you.
I'm gonna say she does unfortunately have a point, Walykos.
I hear what you're saying, Adriel. Well, you win some, you don't win some. So I suppose we will just have to make do for the night.
Agreed. Unless one of our comrades would like to take our spot.
Oh, yes, I wouldn't want to deny them a chance to roll the dice, get in on this action. I mean, this is hot stuff right here. You got to get in on this.
Have you ever been?
I think it's
with,
only fair in terms of, they should have a fair chance. I'd be happy to roll the dice again, since they weren't involved, if they wish to.
You already see Vapor just already pulling out his bedroll and just laying down on
I thought
it.
you were going to say pulling out his dice. I'm like, damn, Vapor's getting into it.
No, he's just done with everything.
as you can see, Vapor is already ready for you, my sweet. Go with him. Have you ever been with an Air Genasi before? I hear that they're great.
Quite steamy.
Aygir is sitting
Vapor's gonna
over
walk
behind.
to Adriel and go, "Stop trying to get out of this and just man up and do it."
Are you feeling well? You look a bit green.
At this point, he's going to look to Aygir and go, "Well, am I feeling well?"
Aygir is sitting over behind the fire, his shadow being cast tall by the flames, working once again on the chitinous armor fittings, whistling an old Hobgoblin song.
Trying to play it.
And I imagine
I'd-
Vapor has
I'd
to
say
sit
you look
farther
about
away
all
from the
right.
fire.
Yeah,
to
he's
get
sitting.
the
Yeah,
control.
he's.
Which is
But-
also paradoxical because you're more sensitive to the cold too. So it's like the front part of you facing the fire is uncomfortably hot, and your back that you're facing the night air is uncomfortably cold.
No, I don't have any problems with cold. It's just fire, acid, and poison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, no, there's something else in there.
There's his
fire and
short
acid from the
awkwardness.
troll. There's fire and acid from the troll blood,
It's
and from the
Poison from the
wonderberry.
elderberry, and
Wonderberry,
then
I think it's
I
poison
don't-
and cold.
I don't eat anything or need to eat or drink anything.
cold would be pretty brutal if you made it cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, oh my god,
3 major like groups.
that's 4.
Wonderberry.
Yeah, what did you write down?
Vulnerability to cold and poison.
What? Oh,
Yeah, you're vulnerable to like everything, man.
You have a flaw of a clouded mind, a foggy head, and often find yourself lost in thoughts. You have disadvantage on wisdom perception checks.
Yeah, you this stuff is not good. This is like the benefits are not outweighing.
yeah. I got to get rid of this now. I didn't realize it was also cold. I thought it was just acid, fire, and poison.
You're like vulnerable to like everything.
I mean,
man.
the thing is, under certain circumstances, not needing to eat, and
No,
drink.
and you do heal 1 HP like every round or something, right?
Every
Yeah.
minute.
Every
It's-
minute,
Every minute, yeah.
yeah, every minute.
But that's really good because that means like
Oh
with a
no,
short
it is.
rest, you get.
But the problem is, I have I'm more
If
than
you guys
vulnerable
can-
to half the crap out there.
If Esper ever allowed this potion to be refined and fixed, with a very high gold cost.
Oh
probably.
yeah, that
Right.
was the reason why I was asking about. Is there any more of these there? Because Vapor would love to get his hands on it and
You'll have
refine this potion to its peak proficiency.
You'll have to get it out of your blood, I guess. Just take samples of your
Oh, yeah.
blood.
Right.
So,
Well, there
anyways,
must be a solution. Aygir already consulted with the fear bog, so there's like a thread open there.
we're circling this. We're rambling, but
Yeah, we'll come to Vapor meeting with the shaman later and see what can happen there.
Sounds good.
Walykos and Adriel, are you going to bed with? I have her name right here. It is Melva. Are you going to bed with Melva?
I'm going to sort of like nudge Walykos and like whisper and say, "Do you have some kind of magic to
I've
knock her out?"
I've got just the thing. Before I'm like, but of course, before any good bed, we should have drinks. And I pour some wine, for everyone and offer it up. And I offer her a cup, poured by my own hand. And, what's her constitution saving throw like?
You ask her that?
No, I'm asking.
What's your constitution saving throw? Yeah.
I'm asking you, Esper.
What are you putting
Because
in
I
her,
need you to
what are you
make
putting in her drink?
Drow poison to make her fall asleep.
Okay. So you slip a dose of the drow poison into her drink.
Yeah.
And
Walykos and Adriel, neither of us want to sleep with her.
a 20.
I mean,
she got a 21 con save.
I think that probably passes. So she probably doesn't. fall.
Sure.
Yeah.
She gets even more giddy and is just like laughing nonstop, and she keeps pinching Adriel on the bum and tickling Walykos and stroking his horns. Those are real. I thought it was part of your helmet.
Oh, it's real enough, I assure you. But here, have another drink. I keep getting her drinks.
Yeah, I'm like continuing to give her drinks too. I just want her to get drunk enough to pass out, basically.
She is pulling you both with her,
Well, we
and
don't.
Jacob says, "Oh, you can't be serious. I thought you were just fucking with him. If you're gonna do that thing, go somewhere else. Let's go to the beach."
Oh, yeah, sand is
sand
great.
bar.
And for sand, yeah, that's great.
She goes to the down with the sand and takes like her bedroll, and
Oh wait, quick thing, Esper. Quick thing. I want to do this when we actually start walking with her. As we're walking with her, I'm gonna like be sure to like be behind. I would like to try and stealth.
Oh my god!
Just and leave Walykos.
she is a bit inebriated.
I feel like I would realize what you're trying to do, and I'd be like putting a hand on your shoulder, like come, Adriel. Yes.
Perhaps, I don't know. Would you if I like lag behind a little bit and like walk behind you?
Yes, absolutely. If you're walking behind. Yeah.
Stealth doesn't seem to fit because you're like right there and physically interacting. But I mean, you can just try to slip away if you just want to like make a break for it. It's whatever Adriel would do. What would
make a
Adriel
break?
do?
He would have tried to stealth, but yeah, if it's not possible, then no. Yeah, I'll just go with Walykos.
All right. So she lies down with the two of you, and you know it sounds like neither of you are particularly attracted or into.
No, not at all.
So I imagine like when you get to like the necking and petting and smooshy stuff, you go like avoid her mouth and maybe kiss her neck or her hand or something. You're like trying to do the minimum possible, and she giggles and she coos. With delight and giddiness and arousal, it would seem. And there's this like kicking, but not her feet. It seems to be coming from her abdomen area. And she takes off her clothing, and there are these two little legs with feet that are growing out of her stomach. Like baby legs, and they kick like with glee whenever she is aroused.
When I see that, Adriel stands up and then walks away.
You know,
Don't mind that. It just runs in my family.
You know,
My mama
actually,
had it. My grandma had it.
yeah. I think I heard someone calling that they need me. I'm going to go. You go ahead.
Yes.
I'll be back.
It is much too late for me as well. I need to get some shut eye.
Don't leave me here. No, I'm burning with desire.
Oh, I can tell, but we are not. And then I'm gonna walk away.
Wow, so callous.
Yeah, Adriel just walks away.
Wow.
Like after saying that, he just walks away. He's just done.
Yeah, I'll say perhaps another time when you're in Barnacle. Look Adriel up.
You can see, like her face, like side illuminated by the moonlight coming in through the cave mouth, and she looks at you and she says,
They all run away from me.
Oh joy. Well, I will say, I will spend the night here, but we should not do anything untoward.
Oh, you're gonna stay with her? Oh, you're so nice.
Yep. So just basically cuddling, no, intimacy of that level. So.
she talks to you about how every man she's been with either does what you're doing, who he's like just wants to be friends and don't do anything and is like uncomfortable with her, or it's just like a guy that just uses her like the nasty guys like Jacob or someone, and just like gets his rocks off and then just casts her aside like a piece of trash.
I feel bad for her, but Adriel doesn't feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Well, if you listen, she like throughout the night like pours her heart out about how she wants to get married and have children and has her dreams.
Yep. I just listen and just kind of nod along, kind of little comments, but essentially at a certain point, I'm sure she'll fall asleep, and then I'll get up and walk away.
So you also leave her. You just leave her in like a less callous way than Adriel did.
Sure. She eventually falls into like a drooly sleep. And you walk away.
I feel like I would take her off the beach. I would lift her up and carry her back to the cave because
she rouses up, get groggy, and you help her back up to the cave.
Oh, I was just going to carry her. Yeah. So. But whatever.
Jacob says, "So, how was it?"
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, I do know, and it ain't that good.
I just kind of shake my head and then go over to the other side of the cave and just kind of flop out my bedroll and crouch, kind of hunker down.
In a way, she's another one of those like kind of misunderstood creatures, like you, Walykos.
Yeah, maybe there's a pattern there.
MIRRORMOURN is a world full of those types.
She should date Buck Shuckenberg.
or Eadgard.
No, or Eadgard.
Yeah,
Eadgard.
Well, the problem with the goblin is the goblin will most likely slit her throat.
Okay. Yeah, but
Eadgard would dig it.
Wouldn't that be so weird if they somehow bonded? That would be really interesting.
I don't know if you could get to Aygir because it took beating him up and then threatening him to get him to listen to us.
Yeah, but you never know how people are going to react, especially like maybe he'll be like, "Oh, you're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen," when he sees her. Well,
Vapor's not going to deal with that. He's just going to get going in the morning.
Sometimes, like a dwarf goblin hybrid madman, love too lurks in the darkest and most forgotten of places.
There is someone for everyone, as they say.
I just feel like being that little bit of a trickster. Maybe I will try to matchmake them. Maybe can I in the night when this idea comes to me? Can I go to Idgar's cave?
You find Eadgar sleeping, and you're pretty stealthy, so I imagine you can walk up on him sleeping.
On your way out of there, Aygir, on watch, still working on the chitinous armor fittings, is going to raise an eyebrow as you pass.
Can I? Yeah. Can I leave does she have like any sort of like trinket of hers? Like something ladylike. Can I leave it for him? That he'll find when he wakes up.
She doesn't have anything ladylike externally, like clothing, jewelry, trinkets,
handkerchief, anything. Yeah.
She's externally is extremely tomboyish. It would seem brutish.
Gotcha.
But it seems that inside there's the that dream, like the little girl's dream of
but I mean, like the thing is, they're both really weird, but that could be that maybe they get along. So,
Eadgar is sleeping there, and he sleeps in a way that's like it almost looks like an eye's half cracked, and he can see the entrance. The most paranoid, vigilant, someone's always trying to sneak up on me and kill me. Way to sleep.
I will. I won't mess with it then. If that's how he sleeps, it's.
Well, you spend the night there. Would you rather do it in the morning time once he's awake?
Yeah, once he's awake, that maybe I'll try to do a little matchmake.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a thing because I like to roll things when you're out in strange, misbegotten corners beyond the confines of safe civilization. Okay, the night otherwise passes without incident, and the morning comes and they eat crab breakfast, and there's a non-stop roasting of you and of Walykos and Adriel of
I'll actually play into I don't know how she feels about it, but I'll be like, man, she was really something, Adriel. I mean, I thought I knew things about love, but she's
I showed him things he's never seen before.
Never, ever.
Yes,
She was back
you
at the couch
definitely-
was the day before. Roasting,
You
joking,
you-
and headbutting.
But basically, making sure that she doesn't get made the butt of the joke necessarily. I'll take some, shoulder it and turn it into a jovial kind of, thing.
Adriel would not help with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Adriel's
He's
like,
just-
I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
But you complete a long rest, so spell slots if there are any expended and another hit die recovered. And then on the before leaving, Walykos, do you do the speaking with Edgar and like?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm like, give me a moment, if you will. I have one small bit of business. It shouldn't take very long. And if he fights us, then we'll see how it goes. Edgar, I call his name as I come down the path, so that he knows that I'm coming. Edgar.
You're still here. I thought you had left. Have you come back to betray me?
No, but perhaps I can offer you something that you desire.
What
A
is the meaning of
companion,
this?
a companion who would watch your back, someone who you could share with your lonely existence here.
Companion? I need no companion. I'm fine and well. I just want
A
my
beautiful
peace and
woman,
quiet.
the most beautiful woman that you would ever set your eyes upon. I guarantee she longs for you, Aygir.
Yeah.
I assure you. She
That woman
is.
could love me. That's just
Ah.
a trick.
Is it a trick? Can you take the chance? Perhaps love is something that you will never find again. This is something.
Love is a madness that possesses a man's mind.
A madness, yes. But perhaps it is a madness that will cure the madness that you have longed for. So I'm kind of like talking,
make some kind of charisma skill.
I'm down for I'm kind of rambling. I'm trying to talk in a crazy enough way that it kind of vibes with him.
Yeah.
I would be happy to make a persuasion, performance, and deception. They're all the same. It's charisma based.
Well, you tell me. Are you're genuinely trying to?
Yeah, I'm trying to hook them up. I think that they would be
Make
good
that
for each other
persuasion.
if I can make this work. Yeah.
Make a persuasion. Yeah.
I'm going to use my hand of fate.
Very good.
Ooh, all right. I got 17 total.
Fire against fire. Madness against madness. Show me this dame, if you will.
I will bring her to you. Is it okay if I bring her from the cave?
What
where
shall I
we
do?
were?
I am a mess. I have not washed my beard, nor combed or braided, and I don't remember the last time.
He begins combing at his
Yeah.
beard, moss, seaweed stuff that's kind of growing all over him.
Sorry, guys. I know that you're all just waiting to leave, but
I'm gonna give this a roll. I'm gonna give this a roll.
yeah,
Does Walykos come back to like get the what's her name?
yeah,
again?
yeah.
Melva.
All right, wait. When you come, since it's morning, we're awake. When you come back to like get her, Adriel's gonna be like, "Where are you two going?"
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. You don't care, Adriel, I'm sure. But I'm allowing love to blossom.
Is Adriel able to put two and two together?
I don't know. You could roll
Make
for
an
it if you
insight
don't
check.
want to.
Yeah. What kind of check would it be?
Make an insight check.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
I'm really curious. I want this to work. I feel like it would be cool.
I got a 7.
There's nothing happening. There's nothing for you to.
Man,
Nothing for you to be worried
I really wanted Adriel to be able to see
So
what
I'd like to
happened.
give this a roll. I'm curious how this is going to go. So
I know.
Give me a sec here. Oh, it fell on the floor. That
Oh.
might be an ominous sign.
Oh no, nat 20. You got this. I don't know what you're trying to roll for, so I can't say whether.
This is the attraction or spark or connection that
Understood. So
Melva
high is
feels.
good. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, it was not terrible, so it's not going to like explode in your face. It's not going to backfire on you, but it was not great either. So we'll just say this: it goes very awkwardly, and Aygir does not know how to behave himself or talk, and he just like says cringe, stupid things. And
well, I suppose I should get on to preparing my food.
Yeah. Well, I think give it some time. Perhaps you should spend some time talking together, and I'm
what
sure
a strange old dwarf.
Yeah. Well, strange old dwarf he may be, but I think he would appreciate your company if you were willing to give it now and then. I'm sure that he could have some interesting things to talk about if you were willing to. And I kind of wink, talk about,
Yeah.
like,
so I'll leave it at this.
Yeah.
You've planted the seed.
Yeah.
The sparks didn't fly, but it wasn't.
It didn't blow up in my face.
It wasn't a blow up either. So the seed is planted.
There was a risk that this could have blown up in my face and he could have murdered her, and then
Yes, that actually was a possibility. But
I
rolled an 8 on the d20. So
okay,
I'll say this: the seed is placed. It's not completely hopeless, but it's okay. That's enough of that.
We'll go into that.
How about the trek back to Barnacle?
Let's do it.
Let's do that, right? So you exit out of the coastal cave, also known by the goblins as Quariak, and it gets you out here in this kind of northwestern side where you had priorly descended, some with more grace than others. So now your plan is to ascend, go back up the hills and escarpments and such.
We're actually going to avoid the goblin path. We're going to go into the woods proper.
One sec
Sure.
here.
Yep. No worries.
So, did you hear about the one that the two elves walked into a smokehouse? Between the two of them, they had not the wits of an oggong, but, well, they went in anyway, and wouldn't you know it, they both got smoked. It doesn't translate well.
I was going to say...
I have to agree. The steps, it's way better than goblin.
If you say so, it sounds like a bad joke. Sounds like the sort of joke that a father would tell his child, and the father would think it's hilarious, but the child would not.
Well, I am not a father myself, so I wouldn't know.
But your father probably told you that joke, didn't he?
I'll neither confirm nor deny that.
So I am actually needed for a minor thing that's happening here. So is this an okay place?
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Yeah, we can wrap up here.
A little bit early, and we'll be fine.
All right. So great session, everyone. An interesting one, and I like how this campaign is not just always run into murder hobo.
Adriel wants to just kill everyone, but
I mean, at least two of us, I think all of us have some sort of a home, and I can confirm that at least 3 of us, hopefully 4 of us, aren't murderers. So
let's stay with the 3 for now.
Let's play it by ear.
We'll pause things there. Thank you guys very much for playing. Thanks everyone for following along in the chat, and also
thanks all of you guys for humoring me while I messed around trying to be a trickster, kind of. Yeah.
Cool. And we will be back in 2 weeks' time,
which will be next year. So we'll see you all next year.
Next year.
Happy New Year, everybody! May 2021 be
way better than
2020. Over 2020.
I mean, it can't get worse than this, right?
No.
Oh my God. All right, your
Oh,
character
sure.
gets negative inspiration. You have to roll everything with your hand.
God, Nick. Ugh.
Oh shoot, I had inspiration. Hey
The-
Esper. Hey
The
Esper.
yes.
Can I use my inspiration on that 8 roll from earlier just to see what happens?
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
I'm just curious. Come on.
A 6.
Okay, well the 8 was fine.
That's as much as we could hope for. I am going to, however, roll the DM's epic die of fate to
what is that?
predict
Oh,
the coming year.
all right.
How will fare 2021? Weal or woe?
I hope it's good.
Good or evil? So the Nat 20 being the most amazing year ever, and the Nat 1 being the
I
worst
hope you
year
put Paragon levels, Esper, so you can hand a fate that.
ever. Everything in between. Here we go. It's a 4.
Oh God!
Damn it, Nick.
3 new strains of coronavirus emerge. Worse, each consecutively worse than the one before.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, that's
Think of-
better
think
than
of it- Think
Yeah.
of it this way: it's just going to be a really hard encounter, and we're going to level up like 2 times from it.
I like that. I like that, Esper.
only
Look at
only
the
like
silver lining.
only like a quarter of us will die. You know, like easy.
We should go. Thank you,
All right.
everyone, for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.
I'm signing off here. See ya.
Yeah, bye.